Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rent asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on.
Hello, and welcome to Ages of Ainur. I am your humble stream host, and not your dungeon master this evening, Pixel, and I am pleased to present to you the Damn It's Been a Long Time, and I hope we all remember what we're doing, and also all the rules have changed. Lucky number 13th episode of Ages of Ainur present Baldur's Gate, Descent into Avernus. As always, folks, we're going to get into the game here in just a few minutes, but we do have a few housekeeping things, and we have a few more than usual today. First things first, you will notice that my head is in its usual small box for this show because I'm not your dungeon master, I am one of your players. So, to remind you all, when we move to map screens, this time you will be seeing my perspective instead of the GM perspective. As such, you don't need to worry about spoilers or anything because there shouldn't be anything on my screen that the players can't see. However, if you happen to know this adventure, or have run it before or played it or anything like that, please don't spoil anything in chat because our players want to experience this fresh for the first time as players, and they will be in chat with you, hanging out, talking about things, trying to keep things fun as we go. So no spoilers in chat, please. Secondly, don't freak out about rules. There's a lot of them in this game, and as we've just said, a bunch of them have changed. So if we're trying to remember a ruling and you happen to know what it is, put it in chat. Although if you know the old version, don't. We will be trying to use the new 2024 PHB rules, so do be patient as we get used to them. Sorry, someone was jumping in there with something?
No, I was giving the amen to the prayer.
Gotcha. And a heads up, we are using just a teeny smidge of homebrew with our crit rules, which are carrying over from what we were using before. Under the current crit rolls that we will be using, we assume max damage for one damage dice and then roll the second one instead of just rolling two dice, because nothing sucks worse than rolling a crit and then rolling ones on both your damage dice, and you basically do the same damage you would have done anyway. And finally, also do be aware, inspiration has changed in the new rules, which impacts chat inspiration. So now...
Heroic inspiration.
Yeah. We have heroic inspiration and chat-roic inspiration, I guess. In the new rules, you can use chat inspiration or regular inspiration that we get from the GM to re-roll any dice. So is it a single die, or is it like if I roll bad on damage, I can re-roll the whole thing?
Any roll damage,
okay.
You get to re-roll the whole damage.
So,
yep.
Bear that in mind if you are doling out chat inspiration, which you can see on our little screens here, just in case anybody's new. The little D20s next to everyone's name will be filled in if that person has chat inspiration. And then I guess also really quick, we actually didn't discuss this off air and should have. Do we need to make any changes to the hit dice mechanic?
No, hit dice are fine.
Okay. So
that's
you
why
also
I didn't bring it up, is we can just keep it as is.
Sure. You also will see folks have little hit dice, little hearts next to their name. That indicates that they have a hit dice available to chat that can be redeemed, and when it has been redeemed, it will disappear. It's kind of the opposite of how the chat inspiration works. Maybe I should unify those. That's a question for another time. In any case, those are kind of the things that we're working with, gang, so keep all of that in mind. Thirdly, this is an open and welcoming space, so we do try to keep that internet toxicity out of here. So if you want to be a Wangrod, go do it somewhere else. As always, you guys are always great, and we rarely have to have any problems with you, but we do like to give that heads up in case anybody's catching this after the fact on YouTube or anything like that. Don't be a jerk, please. Thank you. And as a reminder, we do release a show on YouTube after each episode during the following week, so if you miss an episode or part of an episode, don't fret. You can still catch it whenever you need to be caught up for the next week if you want to watch it live. And then, of course, before we get started, we're going to go around and introduce ourselves and our characters as whether or not
looks
we have
like we have a
chat
bonus mom
inspiration.
comment too.
Okay.
Pixel, just in case we have folks who are not familiar with how they can give us chat inspiration or hit dice, would you just explain that briefly?
Sure. The chat inspiration and hit dice are given through our Twitch channel points, which you can redeem at the bottom of your Twitch screen, either on PC or mobile app. You gain a certain amount of points every minute or however many minutes while you're watching. I believe we have it set up so that somebody who is subbed and who watches the stream for a full 3 hours should have just a little bit more than enough to give chat inspiration once. And the hit dice are a little bit less expensive, I think. Also with the hit dice, another thing to keep in mind is that if you give hit dice to a character who is unconscious, they can't redeem that hit dice until they are healed and brought back up from unconsciousness. But then they will add those at that time. So that all having been said, and thank you for the assist there, Bonus Mom, we're going to throw it over to Robbie, and we're going to introduce ourselves and our characters and whether or not we have chat inspiration.
Hey everybody, I'm Robbie and DocRobert, the dungeon master of this hellish game, playing everyone except for our 5 wonderful characters here. After I introduce everybody, I'm going to highlight some of the major rules changes that you may notice here or there, so that we get a few less comments of, but why are you doing that? And this can hopefully highlight some of those as well. But I am going to do that in just a moment here. But with that, I'm going to pass it back over to Pixel so he can introduce his wonderful character.
Hey gang, it's me, Pixel. Fancy seeing you here. My name is Pixel. Today I will be playing Phoenix Brightgreen, a dwarven barbarian and just kind of sad parent and bad piece of trash man, and also not that great of a friend. And I am trying to see if I have chat inspiration. I hope that I had it listed here. I might have to. Okay, I probably have to like re-add it to my character sheet because it was like a custom item. So, oh nope, it looks like I do currently have chat inspiration.
There you go.
And you can also see me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/hammerandpixel, where we have been playing a ton of Final Fantasy XIV lately. With Bonus Mom, it's been an absolute blast. Tomorrow, I think we'll be playing Elden Ring.
I've been debating buying Elden Ring. It's on sale, and it's great on the Steam Deck, so I'm very tempted.
It's so good.
So, anyway,
good.
I'm going to toss it. Speaking of Bonus Mom, go for it, Bonus Mom.
So I am Bonus Mom, and I am playing Bonnie Mama, a human warlock who is only just now beginning to discover that maybe she's like something like a warlock. So looking forward to that with new rules. A few things about Bonnie have changed. One of which is that apparently now, under certain circumstances, she can fly. So hey, Bonus Mom is flying high, folks. And would give the best advice to all of her little kiddos here and out in the real world to register to vote. If you registered to vote, check your registration, and for God's sake and the sake of humanity, vote.
Especially if you live in Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania,
Michigan, Wisconsin.
Yeah, Michigan, Wisconsin,
Ohio,
Virginia, California.
No, Ohio's lost. Sorry.
Louisiana.
Yeah. Anyway. But especially the 12 states that actually decide anything. Anyway, okay. Otherwise, I concur. Anyway, continuing on.
Oh, sorry.
McReese,
Did Bonus Mom have chat inspiration?
Yes, she does.
Good question.
Okay,
Thank you.
Cool. McReese, go for it.
guys. I am McReese. Tonight I will be playing. Hold on, it's been a minute. Raven LaFey. What am I? Tiefling Druid. It has been a little while.
Been a while.
I can usually be found in the comments of Bonus Mom's Lives and in the taverns. I've got a new subclass, so lots of new stuff to play with tonight.
Yeah, and we're going to go
And
over
Ohio
this too.
is not a lost cause. We can go blue, Ohio. I know we can.
I'm more hopeful for Blexus than Blowhio. Sorry. Anyway, Yeah, and we are going to go through character changes, what changes we've made, because several of our players have had fairly significant overhauls with the new rules
And
system.
yes,
We will
Pixel,
make-
I do
yeah.
have chat inspiration.
Thank you.
Yay! And yeah, so anyway, we will make everything work in the universe of the world. Most of it we really don't have to change that much to make sense of what we were doing anyway. So, but anyway, we will shift now over to the wonderful No Remark.
Hello, I'm Cam or No Remark. Hello from the future. I promise it's not so bleak. But you can make it better as by listening to what these have just said. I know it's not relevant to me over in the UK, but you know, listen to what people say. It is, but you know what I mean. Listen to what people say and obviously support the right things. Yeah, so I'm Cam or No Remark. You can find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/no_remark. I mean, it's pretty much defunct at this point because I work too many hours in a week. Or you can find me somewhere in the shadows, lurking somewhere in existence through Bonus Mom's Tavern or wherever at some points in time. And tonight I will be playing the one and only Neil Boggs, Goblin Wizard, who has had a slight few changes. And I'm assuming we will go over those.
Yes, we're
and
definitely going
make
to.
sure you understand everything that's happening.
Mm-hmm. You also got a shout out today, Cam, because as we were watching Monty Python's Meaning of Life, they discuss they had birth in the first world, which was a modern hospital, and then they talk about birth in the third world, and they moved to the third world, Yorkshire. So
I mean,
don't
it is
blame
in
me.
comparison to the rest of the UK. And I checked, and Neil does have chat inspiration.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right, Kaylee, last but certainly not least.
Hi, I'm Kaylee or Christy, and I am playing Temperance, the Air Genasi sorcerer, who incidentally didn't change that much because I did not change her subclass. But there's a few new things about sorcerers which are kind of cool, and I'm very much looking forward to forgetting to use them, as I'm sure will happen. And also I will say that I already voted because Virginia sent out their absentee ballots and I filled it out today. So
Go girl.
there you go. You can find me at Kaylee1999 on Twitch and on TikTok. Although I have to dust both of those off since I've been off for a few weeks. And I'm also lurking in Bonus Mom's Tavern quite a lot and occasionally in her lives, although that's less frequent.
And your other D&D show.
Oh, that's right. That's also been on hiatus. My brain has been on hiatus for 3 weeks. So the other, I also stream on Tuesday nights with a D&D group called Reality Break 20. Right now, we are actually going through some reviews of virtual tabletops. So we basically made a list of all the virtual tabletops that are out there, and we're going through every week a different couple of them and kind of looking at pluses and minuses and some of the different features and things like that. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then go check out Reality Break 20, and hopefully sometime soon we'll get back to actually playing, but I don't have a timeline on that.
The Lions just refused to play D&D with her.
I tried, but they were really not interested. The hyenas, however, they tried. We had a rogue hyena who tried to steal a piece of equipment while I was there, and it was very funny.
I love it.
And chat inspiration? If you said chat inspiration, I missed it.
Do have chat inspiration.
Okay. And this is also random, and your bit about you guys reviewing tabletops reminded me. There's a new video up on the Ages of Honor YouTube where my friend Beast and I reviewed the backer packet, which is kind of like playtest material for MCDM's upcoming RPG called Draw Steel. So if you want to check that out, see what our first impressions of that were, give that a view on the old YouTube.
Please do. Please do. All right. Well, I'm going to start off with highlighting some of the major changes. We've already discussed something. So first of all, once again, if you see something you're like, excuse me, taking a potion is not a bonus action. You are being me from 3 weeks ago, and I agree with you, except that it is now. So remember some of this stuff. I do have the rules compendium, as well as the rules glossary and the combat rules open directly in front of me, as I am entirely expecting that I will have to be constantly looking things up to make sure that I have all of the new updated rules going. But yes, thank you for demonstrating the wonderful new player's handbook. However, I am overall incredibly happy with the updates that came. There are obviously little sticky wickets here or there that I'm not thrilled with, but it is the exception and not the norm. Overall, it seems they looked at the stuff that the community was doing and was happy with it. So I'm not going to highlight every single change here. The biggest ones we've already talked about. So when I talk about heroic inspiration, that is the inspiration from the game, and one of which our wonderful Bonnie will start with every single time she takes a long rest as a human. There are no more races in D&D. Race doesn't exist, as it never did. But now it is even more of a concept and a construct than it was, as we have species, which makes so much more sense, even just linguistically. So if I, we will stop referring to race and use species, because it is the new terminology. There are little smatterings of changes here and there. I know the one that everyone was excited about is potions being a bonus action to take. So much to the pleasure of Pixel, we can now quaff potions as bonus actions all day. Healing has been buffed pretty hard across the board, actually, which I don't mind, because when they buff healing, I get to buff encounters. So that's great. I see no negatives here. We're all winning. I just get to work harder to make things miserable for you guys. It'll be wonderful. I'm sure it'll be great. I have to make sure hell feels like hell.
Have
and
you tried making it
unfortunately,
feel
I think
like
I will do a good
September 2024 in the United States of America?
job. Yes. Which, of course, by the way, do you guys remember?
Thank you.
The 21st night of September.
Yeah, that one.
We were oh, sorry, no, it's copywritten, so I can't play the song September by Earth, Wind, and Fire, but it is Disco Day, and I have been listening to that song and disco music all day. Please do celebrate appropriately. Let's see, other changes we're going to go through, and for characters who did have changes, we're going to discuss what those were, for in-character reasons that they have changed. If it has already occurred, we will go ahead and discuss that where necessary. Sometimes it's not going to actually be all that necessary of a change, because it's more of an aesthetic and mechanic difference that doesn't really impact their backstory or gameplay at all. In fact, I think the only one who we had to kind of give a really good in-character explanation for was Neil. So when we get to that, we will kind of discuss what happened there. And luckily for us, this actually already very well fit within the established rules of what happens when you go to hell anyway. So we actually did not have to veer too far out of stuff. So with that, Pixel, go ahead and tell us, you used to be a wonderful battle rager barbarian, and how has Finnick been updated? You're now a holy paladin.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yep, I have sworn an oath to be a good boy, and taken the is a dog subclass. So we are the goodest boy. No, so we changed our barbarian subclass to the Path of the Berserker. I used to be a dwarven battle rager, but that is not an option in the new rules. And so as a Berserker, when he does a reckless attack, will do additional damage with the Frenzy ability, which has been changed from the previous version, which allowed you an extra attack as a bonus action. This just grants you an extra 2d6 damage once per turn on your first strength-based attack. He also got some weapon masteries. I took Longsword Sap, which gives a creature disadvantage on the next attack roll. So if I hit somebody recklessly, they get to roll normal against me the first time. So that's fun for me. We love that. And that's mostly it. I think he gained some extra skill proficiency he didn't have. He has Great Axe Cleave as a weapon mastery, but he doesn't largely use a Great Axe, but if we come across one that seems good.
The Javelin one, too.
You know, I did take the Javelin one as well, which if I throw a Javelin, they lose 10 feet of speed.
Yeah.
On their
Or
next
if you
turn.
stab them with it, because you can still stab with a javelin,
That is true.
and that
That
would
is
still
true.
work. So, thanks. Keep in mind. Yeah.
Yep. And that's pretty much it. He does at level 6 now have mindless rage, so he can't be charmed or frightened. And that's pretty much it.
Whilst raging. Yeah, and the only other thing I would add here is it is likely to come up one of my personal homebrew rules that I like to implement. I allow characters utilizing a shield to make a bonus action attack with a shield. And unless they have the 2-weapon fighting feature, it is simply a d6 damage. And because he is a barbarian, he would still add his strength mod to that. So, or not strength mod, he would add the rage damage to that because it's all melee attacks that you make. So, so that is still that is something that will very likely come up. So, if you're like, well, wait, shield bash isn't in the, agreed, yes, but it's really stupid that you can't do it. So, I am sure that Finnick will start hitting people with that very nice shield, who is a very nice guy and definitely not mean at all, has no ill intentions whatsoever. Anyway, all right. With that, bonus mom, Bonnie. So Bonnie is one of the characters who's changed the very least amongst anyone, as luckily for her, her subclass was just ported directly over. Celestial Warlock came through. So the we don't have to highlight some of the major changes that went across the entire class, but this would be a great time. You've already hinted at some of the spells that you've taken, et cetera, et cetera. Go for it. Anything you want to highlight, bonus mom?
Well, I'm the most excited about Fly, of course. I now have lucky points. I didn't before, so I'll be able to use some luck points to redo some things or along in through that you will discover as I play it. And also, Bonnie, because people are so nice to her and take such good care of her, and she's just helped by everyone, gets to use her heroic chat inspiration every single time that we go through a short rest, is it?
I think long rest. But
long rest. Every long rest, I get a new chat inspiration, which in the past you had to earn your chat inspirations from the DM, and Pixel never gave anybody any, so I never had any. But now everyone is much more generous. Plus, I just get to get them. So that's probably some of the most things. The luck points, I get to fly. Some of my spells have changed, and I will be sharing that as we actually role play through it.
Yep. The only other thing I would highlight, and remember, the feat luck has changed very significantly. Luck points do still exist, but instead of letting you redo rolls, you grant yourself advantage on a roll before you take it. So if you're like, oh, listen, this is a stealth roll, I need the advantage. So before you take a roll, you can advance yourself advantage. Or if someone is attacking you, you can grant your opponent disadvantage on that attack. So it has changed a little bit. They did nerf Lucky a little bit, which I'm sorry, but I'm okay with it. I hate to tell you, but I'm okay with the change. It's actually just easier. It is one. So with that, we are now going to move on to Neil. So Neil, start off with highlighting what the changes were, and then I will kind of discuss why we have, or what we have, what has happened story-wise that has caused this change. Go for it.
So first things first, I just to kind of give slightly basic timeline. Obviously, Neil started the campaign as a Graviturgy wizard, and we'll obviously go into the backstory a little there. Switched into abjuration, and I've gone through into the new subclass. Abjura is the name of the new subclass.
Abjura, yep.
Yeah, Abjura. And obviously we'll like Robbie says, we'll discuss a story a little so that you have an idea of where it fits in. Big changes for me. So Neil now has the ability to shield himself from damage as part of the subclass, as part of his subclass features. He also has access to a couple of new spells. There's a few little new things in there. And also has now an ability that will allow him to actually shield his allies. as part of the features of his class, which should come in very handy. Hopefully, we're going to see it within any of the combats. One of the other big things that we got for wizards as well, we now have the ability to memorize a spell. So whenever I finish a short rest now, I can actually spend time studying my spell book and replace a spell. So rather than having to wait all the way to the long rest to switch out prepared spells, I can now do so through my spellbook. There was a whole change for ritual spells for wizards as well. So now we all have full access to ritual spells, and we do not need to have the spell prepared. But we do have to read from our spellbook, or in Neil's case, his first cookbook, to be able to cast those spells. So same across the board. One of the other things for Neil that was a bit of a change is his feat. So I was using the alert feat, and I have carried over the alert feat. There has been some changes to the alert feat because there has been some changes to the surprise rules of the game, which I'm sure we'll go over when we get to it.
Hopefully it's not soon.
Essentially in the sense that the surprise rules are pretty much gone, is the long and short of it. But now, instead of me not being surprised, I have a bonus to my initiative, and also I have the ability to actually swap initiative with another player. So with another willing ally, I can actually swap initiative pre-combat to make sure that if there's somebody that I want to go ahead of me that needs to be further up in the lineup of initiative, I can actually put them ahead of me. So, or vice versa, depending on what the situation be.
I personally think that this is actually a buff to alert, since the surprise rules have changed. And I would also argue that Lucky has not been buffed or debuffed, just changed in a way. Because when you grant yourself advantage, you can get stuff like sneak attack. So if you were a rogue with a Lucky feat, you could just choose to have sneak attack because you wanted to. So
and I now have a set amount of prepared spells. It's not a wizards. It was a big thing in contention. It was based on the amount of spells you could prepare for wizards was based on your intelligence modifier. That's no longer the case. So wizards as a whole have a specific set amount of prepared spells.
Simplified. Yep. The game as a whole has seemed to deprioritize power gaming, which even as a power gamer, I have no contention with, because it has not taken anything away from those who still want to optimize their character. It just makes it less necessary to play the game and have fun by having an optimized character. So major props to Wizards of the Coast on that for taking player feedback and trying to make this game more accessible to everybody. So props on that one. So story-wise, when I first found out about what was going on in the new rules update and everything, Cam and I had a discussion about what we wanted to do with Neil, because we were quite certain that Graviturgy would not be ported over, since Graviturgy is a critical role subclass. There was approximately no chance that it would be ported over, at least in the short term. So he was the only one who we were almost certainly going to have to make a change to, as opposed to everyone else. We could have worked around it and made something work. Now, luckily, there are some things that are already completely canonical within 5th edition D&D, within the Forgotten Realms D&D setting that happen. So, for example, with our wonderful druid, her familiar that was once a snake is no longer a snake. It has become an imp. So as Raven attempted to resummon Clarence, Cleo, they're gender ambiguous. I'm sorry. So as they, as they attempt to get all of this, they have there have been major changes to the way magic works, not because of the rules change, but because they are now in hell. And when you are in hell, stuff works a little differently. Other things that there are other things that have not necessarily come up and will absolutely come up as we notice. Things that I have not even told the players about, which I'm very excited about. Anyway, so I'm excited. They might not be, but I am. Some of them are wonderful buffs, like getting an imp, which is usually a warlock feature that anyone with Find Familiar can now have. So both our wizard and druid have the option to poof imps in when they like. And Clarence is still trying to get used to their new body, and they are very confused about all of this. So because magic works differently in hell, it seemed like a perfect reason that Neil's magic might go haywire, especially because the plane of hell itself doesn't have gravity in the traditional way that gravity would work in the material plane. It is a different sort of gravity. Gravity on the material plane works much the same as gravity does in our world until you get out into space anyway. But it works basically the same. But in hell, hell is an endless plane. So hell is flat. It is not a globe, but it is also truly endless. But it's endless using Pac-Man rules. So when you go to the end of hell, you somehow show up on the other side, but it wasn't a circle. It doesn't quite work that way. So because that, gravity does not function in the way it does. So the way that we are flavoring his abjuration magic is they are protective shields in that instead of just a magical force field, you could see it as like a gravity well or as an energy well that these things are hitting, slowing down, and making these attacks less effective. It's basically how we are flavoring them. Yeah, bending gravity around people. So we thought that this is the one that made the most sense, not only because it's mechanically good, but one that also made the most sense in terms of shifting role play as well. So you have seen that play out over the last couple of sessions. We did plan this out very well in advance that this is what we wanted to do, and that is what has happened story-wise to make that shift work. No one else has really actually had to have a major story-wise that happened, because Phoenix still just hits people. He still has the spiky armor. He just doesn't slam into people as much. Maybe he just got tired of doing it. I don't know. I don't need as much of an explanation for that. As opposed to your magic just works differently now. That would have required a bit more explanation. So, did you have anything to add to that, Phoenix, before I go back there?
Not really. Phoenix, maybe the devils are just less susceptible to mundane piercing damage, so it's not worth it. Which is actually factually true as well. Like, that's canonically accurate. So canonically accurate, and his shield is a magic weapon that bypasses resistances. All right, back to Neil. Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, the only thing I was going to say is the only thing I'd add, just like story-wise. So we've explained obviously the gravity situation, and it's using the bend of gravity to bend time. Essentially, that's the shield idea. That we did kind of open up it let us open into Neil's story a little bit. So it unfortunately had a very negative effect towards one of the other players when he was using his magic, and he had a whole moment which allowed to open up a little bit his backstory, where he unfortunately in the past actually did hurt somebody else with his magic, which has provoked him to forcibly change his magic. So just to relay into the why as such, so that they understand, and reminder for the players if that had been something that was in consideration.
I'm pretty sure that none of us forgot that.
Yeah.
It was pretty subtle when he ran away. You may not have noticed him essentially getting naked, getting rid of all of his things, and then just running down the street,
and then disappearing for the next session as well.
So as you do. All right. Next, Ravens. You have also had changes, although they also have not needed us to require major roleplay changes to explain this. So go ahead and explain what your change was.
Yep. I had started out as a Circle of Dreams druid, and Circle of Dreams no longer exists. So I have become a Circle of the Land druid, which means I've got more. My spells are more oriented to actual nature magic. I have the Primal Order of Magician, so I am spell heavy instead of bashing heavy, but I still have my shillelagh because, comfort staff. I have more access to wild shape and wild companions, and I have a whole new list of spells that I will be going. Wait a minute, I need to double check quite a bit. So it's a restart. 13 episodes ago. We're all kind of, hold on, gotta check to see how this spell works.
Yes, a lot of that going on. So luckily, again, they're all druid spells. Most of these spells are ones that Raven had access to before, just were not prepared because of the subclass that you were picking. So I didn't feel that we didn't need major explanations for this aside just from Hell's magic shifting a little bit, being more than enough of an explanation for that here. So not really a problem there. Other than that, you're still a very capable healer, so that has not really changed much overall. So again, you definitely did have changes. You have a whole new subclass, but story-wise, it hasn't required much intervention.
But it makes sense. She's a tiefling in hell, so it's
exactly.
kind of reacquainting herself with ancestral lands.
Yeah, for sure. Excellent. Okay. With that, Kaylee, also not very many changes for you, even fewer than normal. Go.
Yeah, so the biggest change for sorcerers, there's not a ton, like a lot of them are kind of similar, but the biggest change, at least the one that I think was a big change, is the innate sorcery ability where you can kind of like soup up your spells. It increases your spell save by 1 and you get advantage on attack rolls with your sorcerer spells for a minute, and you can do this twice per long rest. So it's just another thing that I'm gonna forget to do, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to remember. We'll see. But as far as like subclasses and stuff, a lot of the sorcerer subclasses did get changed, but my original subclass was from Xanthar's Guide to Everything anyway, so I just kept it. I did change out a few of the spells, and there's a new spell, a new sorcerer cantrip called Sorcerer's Burst, which is fun, so I took that. But yeah, everything else stayed pretty much the same for me. So other than that mechanic, and then like the wording of some of the spells, the healing being souped up, that sort of thing, not much has changed.
I imagine that you will likely be doing more healing than you were before, as Raven is a slightly less capable healer since her previous subclass was healing focused. So some of that healing burden may get shifted to temperance, but she was a medic anyway, so it doesn't really whatever, or was supposed to be a medic. Let's see how that works.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Yeah. So your subclass ported over.
Yeah, my subclass ported over. I will say I did change my origin feat to be a healer to make that make more sense. So all that does is I can re-roll 1s on healing if anybody rolls a 1 on healing. So
makes sense. Yeah. And so that's most of the major changes. Again, unsurprisingly, since Divine Soul Sorcerer is one of the most powerful subclasses in all of D&D, they did not go out to change it very much. They did not exactly need to go buff Divine Soul Sorcerer. It was doing just fine. So
makes it easy on me.
Yes. So biggest change. So summary, biggest changes are coming from Neil. We've explained how that's working both in game and out of game. Overall, our changes have been honestly pretty subtle. Most of them are going to come from the minutia from the game, not from the roleplay side. We'll be able to continue kind of plowing on directly as they were. From my end as the Dungeon Master, obviously combat rules have changed. I will roll with those as necessary, but it's not nearly as much as you might think. So it's literally just cleaning up things around the edges, figuring out things that people didn't like, making those better. I genuinely think that we will prefer this once we get used to it, although I will be the very first to admit that the shift will definitely be difficult. It will be a shift for me of all people. I like my rules the way I like my rules. I like normally them. So yes, I think that is everything. And finally, 40 minutes later, we are ready to jump into playing after I summarize what happened last time. So, our crew is in the city of El Terrell, which is not quite as pleasant as the last time Bonnie was here, which is saying something because the last time Bonnie was here, she was in active mourning. So it is still somehow worse considering the entire city has been taken into hell. Not ideal, actually. So, they are attempting to find one Alder Ravengard, who is I forget the name of the title. He is the leader of Baldur's Gate.
Grand Duke, right?
Yes, Grand Duke. Thank you. He's the Grand Duke of Baldur's Gate, who was definitely not on purpose. Okay, no, you actually already proven on purpose. Sent to Elturel so that he could be sent to hell and taken out as a political rival of one of the former, now deceased dukes. We don't know how that happened. So, and you are looking for him for many reasons, but also because you are looking for Form's Helm, a magical artifact that is supposed to give visions from the deity to himself to anyone who has possession of it. He was seen going into a cemetery, not at all dissimilar to Arlington National Cemetery, as it is a military and church cemetery for this holy city. And he was seen going into the basement. They have met a man by the name of Gideon, who is a very creepy looking dude and seems to be in control of some Yugoloths who are kind of like halfway between demons and devils. Imagine if devils were just mercenaries for hire, is the way that I would explain it. And they have just been kind of hanging out. They're trying to kill as many demons as possible. And since you're out for the demons, they're happy to let you go down there and deal with whatever is in the basement, which was the last place they had seen Older Ravengard. So, with all of that, you guys are still hanging around the top of the stairs, figuring things out, about ready to plunge into the depths and explore what is down there. Neil.
Just to add, the last session, only because I watched it literally the other day, everyone was finishing on a short rest. So I'm assuming because we were still in the old rules at that point, I'm assuming it would still be old rules short rest. So I'm assuming is that minutes, all finished? Is that all finished and done with? Has everybody done short rest stuff that they need to do?
Yes, short rest is finished at the end of this. We're picking up at the end of the short rest.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
So, good question. Yeah. And as a reminder, we are unfortunately no longer able to do 15-minute short rest because of rule changes. They are trying to encourage short rest by doing a number of other changes, including that spell that Temperance has taken. So we'll still get to do it. It's just going to cost Temperance a spell slot. Sorry about that.
Okay.
You got more of them anyway, so.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay.
Medic.
So you guys are kind of hanging around while old Gideon is going, well, so you are sightseers here? Is that what you, or you came here voluntarily? An interesting choice.
I mean, voluntarily is certainly an operative word. I was given 2 badges for the sake of doing so.
Well, you know what they said. Give a man a medal and he'll die for it, so seems like the badge has done its job.
Oh, plenty of people have died for my medals, brother.
Yeah, I just look over at Bonnie.
Am I dead? Did I die for my badges?
You go, well, you are in hell. I don't think you have, but, I mean, we can't count it out.
There's a lot I don't understand about what's happening, Neil, but no, I don't think so.
Oh.
But, are you all
You see him
right?
look at you. He looks at you. He just kind of points. No. You are not reading as undead. Therefore, you must be alive still.
Well, that's good.
Either that or you're really good at deceptive magic, which... No, you're not. Okay, we're good.
Is that an insult?
It was a fact.
Oh, I guess it's accurate.
Yes.
Accurate, that's a funny word. I used to know what accurate was, and now it's everything's different here. Very confused. So it took me a while to understand, but I think he was saying that that the man from Baldur's Gate went into the basement and then demons came back up and he's stopping them. But maybe we need to go
Correct.
down there and see what's happening. So I suppose that's, if we're all ready and we've had a bit of a rest, we should go down the stairs.
Feel free to, but I will not be retrieving your bodies, just so you are aware.
I think I need to do something first, and Neil like waves both hands over himself. So I cast Mage Armor, and I'm going to activate my Arcane Ward for the first time. So you would see kind of like as you look at Neil, there's almost like just a haze, almost, you know, like when the road's too hot and you get that kind of haze. There just seems to be a bit of a haze around him. Nothing majorly noticeable.
I've never seen you do that, Neil. How interesting.
It's just a little trick that an old friend taught me.
Oh, I feel like I'm learning new tricks every day. Phoenix, are you going to be our leader on this little excursion, or would someone else be better?
Well, I mean, I don't know what to expect, but we might as well just go, I guess.
Well, all right then.
You lead the way, Rhea says. Oh, and as a note, Rhea's subclass is still here, so she has had literally no changes. So, maybe spells, but nothing else changed. So.
All right, well, yeah, Phoenix will start leading the way.
Yeah. You walk down the stairs into, it goes down not all too terribly far. As you walk up to the set of double doors that have been obviously broken ajar, and you kind of cautiously walk into this first room.
Okay.
We do have a map if you are interested. So, this workshop appears to be where priests and acolytes prepare dead bodies for final interment. The place has been ransacked with knives, saws, and piping and tubes littering the floor. Acid and embalming fluid are a pool everywhere, amid a field of shattered flasks and jars.
Oh my goodness.
Shit.
What a mess.
Does Bonnie is looking around the room. Does she espy that body on the table over there?
You would, yeah. The body would be still kind of hanging out.
I don't see Phoenix on the map. Am I missing him somewhere?
I don't see him either.
He's not underneath me.
I see. He's not underneath me.
What are you talking about? He was there the whole time.
Oh, there he is.
It's like Game of Cups.
He might have been there the whole time, but I don't have access to him. I can't move him anyway, so.
That's really weird. Okay, well, it is now.
Well, I think
Okay.
I don't know
Bonnie
why
would,
it does that.
Who knows?
Bonnie would shriek and pick her way over closer to the body. And would she recognize this person?
You don't recognize the body. It is mostly disrobed, human male, and make a quick medicine check, Bonnie.
That's a 16.
Okay, the embalming process is almost completely finished on this corpse, so you actually do not have a good idea of how long it has been here. Because it seems to have been almost, if not entirely completed, by the time this place was ransacked.
Can we tell by looking at it what the person died from?
With Bonnie's medicine check of a 16, there are no outward signs of injury, so you would guess that either a sickness or something non-violent. It's they don't seem terribly old, so old age is unlikely, but It also is certainly not. You don't detect any foul play. It's not like there's stab marks all over the place.
Well, it looks as though that person was in the process of being embalmed, not hideously murdered by demons. Does it look as though any demons or any other thing had messed with it? Or it's
Survival
just a body
check.
on a table getting embalmed?
Yeah, survival check.
Survival check.
I think while Bonnie's looking at the corpse, Temperance is going to wander over to the wall, this back wall here, and see if there's any secret entrances or if there's anything behind these shelves or cabinets or anything.
Bonnie rolled a
Perceptigation.
10.
10. Yeah, so there are tracks all over the floor moving in every which direction, but you don't see anything specific. It seems like they may have like looked at the body, but since it has been so altered, they weren't all that interested in it. They want them fresh. What do we get on that perceptigation check, Temperance?
22.
22. All right, excellent. Yeah. So you also notice the tracks, but you notice that through the horde of demon tracks, you see you do see a small collection of human or humanoid booted prints that move down the stairs, a trail of embalming fluid.
What's this thing that's over here?
Looks like that was a former ritual table. It's probably not glowing at this point.
Okay. Can I go and do an Arcana check? I want to see if there's like been any activity on it just recently.
Yeah, go for it.
If
Yeah,
that makes
Arcana.
sense. Yeah.
Arcana or religion.
Are there any useful herbs or potions or anything around the room?
You can make a survival or herbalism kit check.
I do have an herbalism kit.
So are you proficient with survival?
I am.
Just so roll the survival, we'll use it as herbalism kit. That'll
would
be
be
better for you.
27 on my Arcana check.
Dang.
Jesus, okay.
Nice.
That ain't bad.
19.
Okay, with a 19, you are able to pull enough together to make there is enough stuff to here to pull together another herbalism kit if you do not already have one. So another herbalism kit that you could use to craft potions or other such things. So definitely stuff like that. Well, you have another one, and they do have uses. Those are things. Herbalism kits have changed. So if you look under the new rules, there are explicit uses for the different kits and their things. So
Oh, wow.
That's
That's
cool.
fun.
so
Wait.
having
So
an
there's some
additional
mechanical
herbalism kit-
support for the things they put in the game now? What?
there is mechanical.
What do you mean?
Explicit mechanical support for it.
What do you mean?
I know, right?
I don't know if anyone's already done this. Fenix would like to just look around for like secret doors. I mean, the place has been ransacked. But
Yeah,
he's checking
Temperance
like
rolled a 22, so
Okay.
you're good
Yeah.
on that one.
good.
And
Yeah,
I
and so
was-
with that 20, oh, go on, sorry.
I was just going to ask, like, so the humanoid footprints are going down. Are any of the demon footprints going down as well? Or is it just the humanoid ones that are?
They are, but it's hard to tell because they're so scattered. Like,
Okay.
they are so chaotic, it's hard to tell if they were going down or if they were just kind of running back and forth. They are so cluttered and so erratic that they are through there. With that 27, yeah, they have not been used recently, best you can tell. With that, you can tell that it seems to be an object that was used for specific religious rites. You would imagine maybe something like the blessing of holy water or the preservation of sacred body parts for saints or other divine figures. If they were looking for relics, that kind of stuff. But you do not find much here that indicates it has been used anytime recently.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah,
I
so
would
no
just turn
secret
around and
doors,
just
no
say,
trap.
it's a bit dusty. Ugh.
We'll and we'll also say no secret doors, and with that 22, no traps either. The door's not trapped. It is also slightly ajar because, bursting through, etc.
Yeah. Well, it looks like there's footprints going down the stairs. That probably belong to Duke Raven God. So that's promising, at least.
Well, we certainly can't help this person anywhere. They've already had whatever was going to happen to them happen. So I suppose we should continue to move forward.
You don't think the guy upstairs is going to bring this one back as well, do you?
Possible.
Oh.
I wouldn't think so.
I don't know. I mean, I do think someone should keep an eye on our back. Just in case.
I walk up to Phoenix and start staring at his back. I'm watching your back.
Right, and then someone else should keep an eye on the pathway which we came from so we don't get ambushed from behind.
Which is actually what he meant, Neil, was we should have Neil. Neil.
Sorry, yes?
What he actually meant was we should keep our eyes behind us too. You know, keep an eye, look the other way to be sure nothing's creeping up behind us.
I thought that would make a bit more sense. I don't know why
Yes.
somebody would ask me to watch their back, but...
Well, shall we?
I certainly will be happy to watch their back. I mean, to watch the back.
I'm gonna, like, sidle along the wall next to Phoenix, just...
So Bonnie's going to be towards the back of the crowd.
All right, feel free to move yourselves. All right.
Yeah, Phoenix is just going to kind of like poke his head out and look both ways, see what we can see.
Yeah, let me show you. I'll reveal a little more.
Our little flying elephant. Now, who is who on those things now? Because one of them was sticking really close to me.
Lulu still sticking
This is
close to
Lulu.
you.
And
This is
Lulu is
Rhea.
that one.
Lulu.
Okay.
Yeah, Rhea, I mean, would likely try to be towards the front, but she would go wherever she's told. If someone could still be moving her, I would appreciate it. Rhea is still a soldier and has no qualms with following orders if she is given them.
All right, left or right, gang? Can we hear anything coming from either direction?
Perception check. Perceptigation check. Oh, this is a perception, actually.
Can I help with that, please? To give advantage.
You can.
Great,
You can.
because I got a 7. So we'll take the advantage on
please.
that. Yo, and that's a nat 20 for 24. Thanks for the advantage.
Wow. With a
GG's,
nat 20.
What do my dwarf ears
With a
hear
nat 20,
this deep underground?
Yeah, with a nat 20, you do hear something. And it is an echo, but an echo of a hiss. It sounds like the hiss of a kettle, but without the whistle. And it is very loud. Seems to be coming from the left-hand side. You don't think you may have even noticed it. It's kind of like the air conditioning blending in the background. But once you hear it, it is completely unmistakable.
And it can, is there any like smell or anything like associated with that side?
The whole place smells so musty that I doubt it would smell or that you would be able to
Smell anything in particular?
Yeah.
Legolas, what does your elf nose smell?
A hissing sound, like the hiss of a kettle.
But without the whistle.
Yeah.
You said it was coming from the left.
And it is very echoey. It's not like a clear sound, it's an echoey hiss.
We should probably go left. See what it is. Can we tell which way the boot prints went?
What did we roll on that? Make a survival check again, actually.
I
Anyone can make that.
I'll do that. Since I was following
Anyone
them
can
to
go ahead
begin
and do
with.
Oh
that.
my
Yeah, you feel free.
god. Double nat 20s, gang. It's bad.
All right.
Oh man.
Phoenix is
We
going
are
to
so
start
bad.
rolling really badly after this. So everyone
We are
have
so
my
bad.
back.
We're so bad,
Oh,
guys.
no.
Yeah,
I
so
can't
with a
believe
nat
that.
20, you can tell, yeah, it's actually very interesting. You see the tracks lead off to the right and down around the corner, and then they double back again and then go to the left.
Interesting.
Yes, which is where the noise is coming from.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think Phoenix is like, we're back underground again. This is sort of like dwarf central here, you know. These aren't dwarven tunnels, but he's like, I know how to hear stuff in a tunnel. I know how to look for boot prints on stone.
He's in his comfort zone.
Yeah. He's
You do have expertise in that now because dwarf.
So, yeah, I guess we'll go to the left, where the hissing's from. See what we can see? I'm gonna pull up there and just look around the corner.
Yeah, give me just a second. I have a decently long hallway to reveal here. Polygon reveal to...
Is everybody else moving along behind him?
I assume so.
Yes.
I haven't been
Yeah.
given any reason to assume not.
I'm
Okay.
sidling along the walls.
I just was in the back and I didn't want to jump ahead of folks.
Yeah, no, I'm just scooching along behind.
Okay. Okay, so it starts off all right angles, and then now all of a sudden we've got this big curve. Do we notice anything different about the stone? Is it like of similar construction with the like right angle stuff that we've been seeing?
It is older. This part looks older, or has at least been updated less frequently, less often.
I can't remember what the place looked like upstairs. Like when we does the roundness of it correspond to anything we would have seen above ground? Like, no.
No,
Okay,
it
thank
does
you.
not.
I mean, because, yeah, upstairs was like a big square mausoleum thing.
That's what I kind of
Yeah.
remembered, but I was just asking.
Can we still make out the tracks?
You can with Phoenix nat 20. It goes to the right again,
Okay.
so to the north.
Well, I say we keep going following the tracks. Any objections?
Does it sound like does it sound like we're going to be heading closer towards that hissing sound by heading towards the north? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Man, it's amazing how much 2 natural 20s will do for you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
back to
no
back.
kidding.
Although we owe the first natural 20 to Neil,
Okay.
of course.
Now, as you would be 3 natural 20s back to back then. Okay, as we get to this area, I believe I do have some more flavor text. Yes, as you walk into specifically walk around the corner, you see this. I'm just gonna go ahead and use a big reveal here because it is a little open. You see that there is a little, some sort of funerary chamber in the middle here as you kind of walk on through that direction. And as you look back there, that chamber are lined with funerary shelves and just sitting out in the open, old dusty humanoid bones with relics and holy symbols of Lathander, Torm, Helm, and Tyr.
Bonnie is going to be keeping her eyes, looking back and getting Lulu to do the same. And probably also even with the noise, attempting to listen and hear if she hears anything coming up behind them.
Yeah,
until
you
the
do
sound
not.
overtakes it and she couldn't, the hissing or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not so loud enough that it overtakes anything. Again, it's a background noise. You may not have even noticed it otherwise, but once you hear it, it is unmistakable.
Yeah, I think Temperance would be trying to like listen more for the noise and hone in on where it's coming from. If
From the
possible.
north still.
From the north
Okay.
still? Okay.
So you're talking about down in here is just like bones and urns and like mosaics and stuff?
Correct.
Okay. We don't see any helm, I presume. Do we see anything that looks like it? Well, I guess let's start here. Has this stuff been disturbed recently, or did the tracks give it a skip?
The humanoid tracks are not going that way. The
Okay.
the demon tracks are all over the place.
Which are we able to see which way the humanoid tracks are continuing to head to now?
Assuming this way.
Yep, that direction right there. Correct.
Are there
where you
any
marked.
weapons scattered amongst the bones?
They're not.
Okay.
Almost okay. And Neil, actually, why don't you make me a wisdom save?
You get.
Rip.
13.
Okay. That's good.
Unless
Okay.
it's charms, then I have an advantage to charms.
It is
So.
not, but it doesn't matter because you succeeded anyway.
Okay.
Okay. All of a sudden, you see this little creature pop out in front of you. This little creature, you recognize the look of it. You have seen one like it before, as it is green, even a little shorter than yourself. And as it attempts to frighten you, it seems to have failed at doing so. As it yells, leave! Bye! I actually don't know if you understand the language it's speaking, though. So you may or may not understand
If
that.
it's speaking Infernal, yes, I do.
No, it's not Infernal.
No. Okay, so I only know Common and Infernal. That's
okay, so it's just speaking to you in a hissy language, as that creature is as trying to scare you. And then at the moment that it sees that it is not doing that, it just goes, yeah, and then it goes invisible.
Sorry, excuse me. You seem to have had a bit of drool on your chin. I'm still saying it out loud.
You get no response.
I'm Phoenix. A small green creature that was not me. Just tried to scare me.
It was not me.
Did any of the rest of us see that thing pop up?
Anyone who was in the area would have. So Phoenix and Reyes certainly would have. Temperance may have. It was over in this area over here. So.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would have seen it.
I think Bonnie was probably focused on the back of the room anyway.
Did
But she's going to move in that direction if everybody else does.
Yeah, I think. I'll keep
But
it.
for the three of you, if you would like to make a religion check to try to,
Yes.
if you would like to try to figure out what that is, you are welcome to do so.
14.
That's gonna be enough. This is not a terribly difficult.
That's a
feature.
one
This is
from
a
Fenix.
I was gonna say Fenix.
15
Nat
from Neil.
20s have caught up with him.
I'm pretty sure that was a god.
I
I don't know which one.
What did you get, Neil?
15.
Okay, yeah, you'll know this as well.
Yeah.
So this is a quasit. So think an imp, but for demons. That level of creature. Very, very low level, often used as a familiar or a workhorse type creature. And yeah. So, and they are not terribly dangerous in and of themselves.
It certainly wasn't a god Phoenix. I'm not sure what gods you've looked at recently, but that was a quasit. My only concern being that quasits generally are used as familiars. It kind of like imps.
Well, so not necessarily familiars or lackeys.
Yeah.
So like if it's from a humanoid, it would be a familiar. But if it was like, so like a pit fiend might have, I don't know, 20,000 imps at its disposal. So same way a higher level demon might have tens of thousands of quasits at its disposal. So
what you're saying is
or a lower level one might have one.
What you're saying is that now all of China knows we're here.
What's China?
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, likelihood is that somebody probably knows that we're here now.
As we come around this corner, is the whistling getting louder or the hissing or whatever it is?
Yes, very much so.
Oh boy. I mean, I don't really see any alternative. I don't think we have any see invisibility stuff. The thing might have run off after it disappeared. I don't know. Should we just carry on and expect to get into a fight soon?
Can send Cleo and or Clarence, depending on what they're feeling today, up towards the
Either's
spot
fine
ahead.
today.
I will send them up ahead.
Okay. Feel free to move them. I assume you are making them invisible.
Yes.
Okay. Feel free to move them. God, I love that new portrait of Cleo.
So cute.
So adorable. Yeah, so you would see. Ta-da-ta-da. So this goes that way. And this seems to lead into a room down here.
Is there a door or anything here, or is it just a hall?
Nope. Just an open hall.
They will go up and check the room, and I will report what I'm seeing.
Okay, there's another hallway down this way. Alrighty, don't worry, I have flavor text. This area is set with cushions and low stools of brown oak. Above the empty dais, the wall is covered with a mosaic shaped from colored chips of bones, artfully arranged to depict the scenes of funerals, migration of souls, and the celestial realms. Lettering along the bottom of the mosaic reads, "Contemplate life, death comes soon enough."
Found another funeral room.
Are you proficient in religion, Raven?
No.
Okay.
Nope. You've apparently stumbled into a giant funeral home.
Well, this is was a thing under the mausoleum of a graveyard, so I guess it ain't that surprising, right?
It does seem a bit strange that you have to come through the embalming room to come to this part, though.
There might be another entrance.
That would make sense.
There could have been another more suitable way in when this was actually where it was supposed to be, in our plane and not down here.
I was never anywhere near this, so I can't speak to that. I just knew the cemetery was where it was.
Do I have to keep within a distance, or can he just?
It's like 100 feet. It's like 100 feet. So
okay.
Like, yes, technically, but. So...
Otherwise, I'm just standing behind Temperance with my hand on her belt. So I'm looking through.
I also should check if they have updated Find Familiar, but I'll do that later. So I think they have, in fact, updated Find Familiar. But oh yes, you can't pocket dimension Cleo or Clarence anymore. They have gotten rid of the pocket dimension.
What?
Yep, no more pocket dimensioning your familiars.
Which means that Jaff is no longer pocket dimensioned.
Yeah, or I assume that Jaff is probably, you could have just like had him wait somewhere still. Like that's still easy enough to do.
I'd assume he'd be just following along invisible.
Okay, that works.
Or in the shape of a rat, which is a new ability that's available to imp familiars.
Oh, he backdoored his way back into having a rat. Incredible.
That's amazing.
I love it. I support.
It's 100 feet, by the way.
What about if in fiction, Jaff, like while he was sent away, researched how to make himself look like a rat because he knew that Neil wanted him to look like a rat.
I believe it.
That's amazing.
Yo, boss. I learned a new trick. Sorry.
I'm gonna suggest that we kind of move into this space and then continue on scouting ahead.
Yeah, and as you move into this space, are any of you guys proficient in religion?
Not me.
Nope.
Nope. I like how we're all celestial and divine and whatever, and not a single one of us.
Nobody studied a
Use you,
bit.
I'm infernal.
But
No,
fair.
There's nothing celestial or
That's
divine
still
about Neil.
technically that's still technically religion. And knowledge of the infernal is also religion.
None of us. Not a single
Was
one.
it just completely, raised by a paladin or anything?
I assume that you were just rebelling, so you refused to learn any of it.
Yep.
I mean, we will add to this that Neil is the most intellectual person. The goblin is the most intellectual person in this party.
I think so, yes.
Mhm. You're not wrong. Temperance is just gonna kind of take Raven's elbow and guide her around the corner and down the stairs. Presuming you're still looking through Cleo Clarence's eyes.
Still looking through their eyes.
Okay.
Bonnie's gonna hover near the door.
There is a door there. Yep.
Oh, a door where now?
Over by
Where
Clarence.
Clarence.
Oh, okay,
Clearance.
okay.
Is the hissing still coming from that direction too?
Oh,
Okay.
oh no.
Okay, looking at these pots and jars and bowls and stuff, is it like the embalming stuff we saw before, kind of, or is it different?
Incense.
Incense.
These are incense, or looks like some of them may have held wine, other stuff like that.
Like the smell of incense is going to make Temperance kind of, shudder a little bit and just have some not fond memories of her
With there
childhood.
being a number of incense and things, I'm going to go ahead and start grabbing some of that incense and pocketing it
Find familiar.
for future possible need of Find Familiar.
Yeah, sounds good. This would qualify for that.
Would there be enough for a 10 gold's worth?
One cast. Yeah. There'd
Yeah.
be enough for one
Okay.
for one more cast of it.
Okay. I'm just going to make it easier for myself. I'm just going to go and add in 10 gold. Just
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. What are we doing?
Any secret doors in here? I mean, we're in like a
investigation.
crypt, so I feel like I should at least look, right?
Fair?
Well, if they take a couple of minutes or whatever to look around, I think Bonnie would be kind of just moving back and forth to the doorway behind them and whatever, taking her job very seriously about keeping an eye on everybody's back.
It's a 15?
You don't see any now.
Okay. And you said there was a mural with "Contemplate life, death comes soon enough" written on the wall?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really get anything else out of this room, gang.
Seeing that Temperance is getting uncomfortable with the incense smell, Raven is going to beckon fire, which is 5-foot cube centered around Temperance, and it's just the smell of smoke and s'mores.
The smoke part smells like home, mostly because that's what most things around Temperance kind of smell like.
It's true. Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't suppose Clarence can open the door.
Is that the elementalism cantrip?
Yes, that is.
New elementalism. I thought I would point out the new elementalism cantrip, which is like Druidcraft if it wasn't bad. Imagine if Druidcraft was good. That is elementalism.
Mm-hmm. I can actually do stuff with it now.
Yeah. It is a spell worth taking. It's amazing that just like True Strike is now a spell that is absolutely worth taking and not one that should be avoided at all costs.
That's good to know.
Yeah, no, True Strike's actually pretty damn good now. All right, anyone else?
Can familiars open doors, or do we need to go to the door?
Since it is an imp, it can. Otherwise, it could not.
I
Okay.
do feel like
There are benefits to having an imp.
I kind of maybe want to be closer before we open it, just in case. But I'm up to whatever you want to do.
Well, I mean, if you want to get closer, you can. But if Clarence gets hit by anything, he's just gonna poof, and I can bring them back.
Yeah. Well, I was sort of just saying, like, being in the hall, maybe not like right behind the door,
Yeah.
but maybe in the hallway. At least me
Yeah.
or me and the other fighter. Like, we can retreat into this bigger room, but
Yeah.
Maybe be just around the corner. Whoops.
Yeah, feel free to move yourselves wherever. I mean,
I grabbed incense and now I'm sidling against the wall again.
Okay, as people moved
As you're
across the
exiting.
room, Bonnie would have at that point followed.
okay. Is Clarence opening the door?
Yep.
The first thing, other than the loud hissing sound that comes from here, is the smell. A muddled smell of blood and must all linger together. And the hiss, which has been growing louder and louder and louder, is now at a fever pitch. And you hear the occasional crackle that goes with it.
Is that the stench just coming down the hallway, or is that something that just kind of
From
hitting
the
Cleo?
room. And he also would see the body, mangled corpse, in what you immediately recognize as flaming fist garb.
I will message that to Phoenix because I am
And
still
as you
leery
cast
of
message,
like
I think this
setting her
is-
off.
it's the first time you've used message in a while. And as you cast message, you send the message, and you hear in the back of your head some whispers in the background.
Hello?
Hi.
Temperance, can you do me a favor?
Hmm.
Cast message to someone.
All right. And I'm just gonna point towards Phoenix and say, "Can you hear this?"
And as you do, the message comes through loud and clear, and the whispers persist in the background, just beneath audibility.
Did you get
Okay,
weird
you heard it too.
whispers? Yes, that's strange.
That's new.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the first magic thing that's been different.
Can we not
I-
talk about wonky magic?
Never known anybody to be able to eavesdrop on message.
Hmm. Did Phoenix hear that, though? Like, did he receive the message?
Yeah, it came through
Did
just fine.
Phoenix hear the
Mhm.
or was it just the casters?
Nope, both. Both the sender and the receiver.
I'm having too much fun, gang.
As long as the connection is
Really
active,
fun.
all members of the connection can hear the whispering in the background.
Oh, that's uncomfortable.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Rhea, as you're saying, would say, well, you've never had that happen, but you've also never been in hell.
Hmm.
At least I
Yes.
hope not.
Everything's
Mm-mm.
different here.
I mean,
She nods.
I did spend a couple decades in Baldur's Gate.
And Rhea would say, that's true, it's not far.
Hmm. It's,
Um,
I was going to say it smells better there, but I'm not entirely sure, actually.
Depends on the
Well,
part
there's
of the
some-
city.
There's some really nasty parts of Baldur's Gate.
I will say the food is categorically better. We gotta give
Yes, I will
Even
agree.
Even Rhea nods at that one.
Yeah.
it there. Phoenix is gonna go up to the next corner, and obviously, I can't see more than what the snake is seeing, but
Don't
Yeah, but-
worry. I have flavor text. Okay. Maybe.
Oh.
A shallow meditation pool fills this room, set off from a broad landing edged by a low wrought iron ceiling. Wondrous frescoes along the wall depict the souls gaining blessings from Lathander, Torm, Helm, and Tyr. The frescoes on one wall have been twisted into abyssal forms surrounding a shimmering, hissing, and crackling portal. The pool is littered with mutilated bodies of humans wearing the uniforms of Baldur's Gate and Elturel. The swirling waters of the pool roils with shadow and is shot through with patches of black ichor where demons have fallen here. An armored man with a shield over his back crouches amongst the bodies, writhing in pain. His eyes are closed, and his hands clutch at a gold helm on his head, as if he were trying in vain to claw it off. Unintelligible words spill from his lips, some sounding saintly and solemn, while others resonate with a cruel hissing.
I relay that to everyone
Shit.
while trying not to gag.
There's someone alive in there?
With a really strange helmet. I think that might be what we're looking for.
And, I think possibly the only thing that could be worse than a portal to hell, which is a portal to the abyss.
In hell.
In hell.
Mm.
Ugh.
Yeah, good catch there, Neil.
Do we know what level of hell we're on? Aren't there like...
Yes, the very first level. Avernus
Well,
is
Avernus.
the first level of hell. And the reason why Avernus is the way it is because it is the battlegrounds of the Blood War.
Okay.
So this is not surprising necessarily. It might be surprising in specific. It's not surprising in general.
Yeah. Okay, well, do we see...
And as you're watching that,
Okay.
You see, coming out of the portal,
Classic.
Oh,
Of
a
course.
large figure emerges and starts walking.
So where's the guy with the helmet?
He is over here.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And a third comes out. And that is where we were going to take our break.
Oh,
We
God.
will
Oh,
be back at 9 o'clock.
Oh boy, gang. Level 6. Level 6.
Level 6.
Level 6. Okay, folks.
All right. We good with 9 o'clock being back for that?
Yeah,
We
works
are,
for me.
But
It's a little more than 15 minutes. I need to set up an encounter. So,
okay, before
And
though,
Katie probably has to go out.
yeah, Katie also needs to go out.
before we get started again, I have a question for the DM,
Mhm.
which is to explain True Strike to me because I have True Strike and I've read it.
I
you
can
don't
True
go
Strike
over that.
essentially works like Shillelagh. You roll an attack as if it was like an Eldritch Blast, and then you get to roll damage with your
Okay.
weapon
Using a
plus
weapon.
bonus damage.
Okay, it
Yep.
said this thing, the weapon used in the spells casting, and I just wasn't. So
Yeah.
I roll
So that's
basically.
the club or the dagger.
Okay.
Personally, I as a small homebrew, you are using a crochet hook that to
Mhm.
me could easily be described as a dagger-esque figure. So
Okay,
if you
so
wanted
it
to
would
roll
be-
it as a
it's-
dagger attack, I have
It's-
no problem with it using dagger damage. That
It's
would be very reasonable to me.
The Tunisian crochet
hook,
I
something
got
size.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
All right, folks. We'll be back at 9 o'clock. Thank you for hanging out, and we will see you soon. All righty, everybody, and we are back. Welcome back, and thanks for sticking around. Throw it over to you, Robbie.
All right. So, with that, guys, as you see these 3 minotaurs clumping through, one of them kind of leans down, looks at the body. You do notice this one looks over at older Ravengard and then avoid and seems to like kind of take a step up on this dais. I need to know right now, what are we doing?
Well, Fenix's first instinct is to just run in and start fighting, but I don't know if anyone wants to stop him from doing that. Feel free, but
Well, you don't see that, so
Yeah, see, I'm
You don't
just
see
in
them
the
yet.
hallway, but Bonnie and
Yeah.
Lulu are just
right.
in the hallway.
Well,
inching
but
their way
Raven
forward.
does see it because Raven has the
would have
Yeah,
related
familiar
to
in
us,
there.
conveying what I'm
I'm
seeing,
assuming.
and I'm trying to think of a spell that I can cast through Clarence. Those have to be touch spells, though, right?
All right. Well, Venice is not gonna wait for them to go over there and murder that man. So
all right.
unless this is a split
As you
decision. If
start
anybody
to
doesn't
run
stop him,
in-
he's going for it.
Yeah, all right. Let's go
Yeah.
ahead and roll initiative then.
I don't mean to just make the call for the group. But...
No, I mean, I think that.
Well, if no one
that
else is
makes
making
the
a
most
decision, I
sense.
think that's what Phoenix would do.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, let me roll for Rhea. No one is surprised, so no disadvantage. All right, I will read everyone's initiative, and then if there is any initiative swapping, you are welcome to do that. So, okay, Temperance 18, Phoenix 15, Neil 7, Raven 15, Rhea 23, and Bonnie 13.
Would it be possible, Raven, would you be happy to switch initiative?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Does Lulu
All right,
have
so
an initiative?
Raven is going to grab a 15. Or, excuse me, Raven's going to grab a 7. Neil will grab a 15. And then between Phoenix and Neil, who both have a 15, who would like to go first? You still get to choose.
Phoenix votes Phoenix, unless Neil has some objection to that.
Knowing that we're running in, Neil has an idea, so I'm going to ask if I could go first, please.
Okay, sure.
Does Lulu have an
I
initiative?
think I know where this is going. No, I'm not going to.
Familiars go
Okay.
along after our turn.
I'm essentially going to run her as a familiar. She can currently she can't do a whole lot anyway. This
Okay,
might not
that's
be true
fine.
later on, but currently she is not very helpful.
Okay.
And if she needs to do anything, I will have her go on your turn, Bonnie.
Okay. Tell
Okay.
me if I need to do anything other than have her right with me
Will do.
as far as moving the icons.
Yeah, I will. Or I would say you don't even have to do that. She will likely stay back unless she is told to go forward.
Okay.
So you can just leave her where she is. Not that she doesn't want to help you, but she doesn't want to get in the way. So she knows her strengths and weaknesses. All right. Oddly enough, Rhea rolled really damn well on this one. So Rhea is going to be first. All right. And utilizing our new movement rules, we can move through Phoenix as a free action, just part of the regular movement. So that's the 30 foot of movement. And she is going to ready an attack action that if something comes into around the corner, she is going to huck a javelin at it. Okay. That takes us to Temperance.
Temperance is going to come up. Whoops, let me actually select the thing that lets me select. Move up to just in front of, or just behind Rhea, basically. And then this is, let me see. Let me just make sure I'm reading the rules, all that I can see. Why is that smaller than I remember? Sorry, normally I get at least a few more things to times to figure out what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to Misty Step to right here, and then I'm going to cast. Oh, can I do that?
Depends on what you're casting. Misty Step's can't be a leveled spell, but you can cast any cantrip you like.
No, that's not going to work then, because I wanted to cast Bane. So that's not going to work.
Pretty
So
sure that's still the case. Let me double check new magic rules.
Yeah, I think it is still the case.
New
But
magic rules.
can I quicken a spell and do it?
You used your bonus action.
Use
to
my bonus
Misty
to Misty Step.
So you can. It would just be an absolute waste.
It would. Okay, so I'm not gonna worry about that, but I can still cast a cantrip, right? So
Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to use the new Sorceress Burst.
Okay.
Which I'm gonna use the lightning damage for this.
Okay.
And I think it's just a ranged spell attack, and I'm gonna aim it for this one that's further away. That guy.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me just double check here. There's that. Okay. Cantrip. Schools of Magic. 1 spell slot per turn. You can only the way they're wording it now, and I like this, is you can spend 1 spell slot per turn.
Per turn. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna use my 1 spell slot to do Misty Step.
Misty Step. Okay, excellent. And then Sorcerer's Burst.
Sorcerer's Burst.
Okay, let's grab some red, blue, and green. All right. You will have to read Sorcerer's Burst for me because I have no idea what it does.
Sweet.
I don't remember.
Well, I rolled a 22 to hit with it.
Well, that's going to hit regardless.
Okay.
If it starts not hitting, then you have problems beyond what you know.
Yeah. So you cast Sorceress Energy at 1 creature or object within range. You make a ranged attack roll. On the hit, the target takes, for me, it's 2d8 damage of a type I choose, and I chose lightning. If you roll an 8 on a d8 for the spell, you can roll another d8 and add it to the damage. When you cast a spell, the maximum number of these d8s you can add to the spell's damage equals your spell casting ability modifier, which for me is +3. So
Man, imagine doing that and then critting, so it doubles your chances. So,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Our crit rules do intersect with that, though.
What's up?
let me
our crit
roll and
rules-
see if it makes it.
I'll roll and so what I'll do is I'll let you roll and see if you get it another one. It just won't count towards the damage. You get max damage regardless. So
I didn't. Did I roll crit? I don't think I did.
No, you didn't. I'm saying if a crit were to occur on this, it would intersect with our crit rules.
It would, yeah. So I did not roll an 8 on any of them,
Okay.
but I got a 5 damage total, and that's lightning.
And against which one?
Green.
Okay. Alrighty. That's action. Bonus action. Do you have any movement?
Not anymore.
Well, you should still have all 30 feet of your movement.
No, because I moved in order to get line of sight to do the Misty Step.
Misty Step. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. Perfect. That's excellent. That's cool. That makes me happy.
Oh, great.
Boom.
Rip.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's fine. I do have mage armor up from earlier, though. Just
Well, that's good. You're
probably
gonna
not
need
going
it.
to make a
Plus
difference.
12 these guys are rolling with, probably.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm probably going to need to heal myself soon. But not my smartest move ever, but it's because I forgot I
They are
couldn't
going
do-
to recklessly attack you.
Maybe they'll roll
I
low.
assume a 24 will hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, that is 23 points of damage as this one runs up to you and gores you with his horns, and I need you to make a strength save.
A strength save. Okay.
You are not in line of sight.
Oh no,
That's
I'm not. Yeah, damn.
a natural 20 on my
Okay,
save.
so you are
Ooh.
good. You are not pushed as it attempts to gore and throw you.
Actually, might have been helpful if I had been pushed.
Okay. With that, it is this other one's turn. Who's going to round the hall and make its...
Rhea had a ready action. throw the
Rhea
javelin
did have
when
a
it
ready
came around.
action.
When it
Perfect.
came around the thing.
Yep. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. A little bit of pro bono rules lawyery there.
I am more than happy to take it.
Rules
when
public
it is
defender
to-
reporting for
yeah,
duty.
rules public defender. Uh-huh. All right, and she is going to throw... I don't think it matters between the spear or the javelin. It's the same amount of damage, so it doesn't matter. Javelin, she gets sap, though, so we'll do that. All right, a 9 doesn't hit. Rhea's back, guys. Rhea is so back.
Boo.
Rhea is so back. Rhea is still Rhea. All right. Okay, and her AC is 19. It has not changed. It is still 19. So, still very good. It is going to recklessly attack with its great axe.
Oof.
That is a 25. Rhea will take not nearly as bad as it could have been. Only 13 points of damage as the greatsword slams into Rhea. Unfortunately, that's its only attack. But luckily, this other one can come up here. How convenient!
God damn it.
It's gonna
Anyone's-
recklessly attack.
If anyone's got a lightning bolt, I have a really good idea.
That's a 19 to hit.
Didn't take that one. For me,
Yes.
that is a hit.
Okay.
I might be. You guys, somebody might have to help me here.
I rolled really well on that too. That's 26 damage.
Oh yeah, I'm unconscious.
Well, I have worse news for you.
Uh-oh.
You also fly 10 feet and land, meaning you take 1d6 damage and fail 1 death save.
Okay.
Rip.
Fail.
Heal her down.
Anyway, it's Neil's turn.
Well, I'm hoping this could be beneficial. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to run to there. And you watch as Neil starts like rummaging around in his like bag for something, and God knows what, pulls out his hand, and there's just this like black goopy something on his hand. I just go, ugh. Throws it, and can all of them make me a wisdom saving throw? All 3 of them.
Okay. And we would also need that from Clarence.
I know it's
Oh, is that of your choice?
chosen targets. Yeah.
Nice.
Even better. Okay. Hey, they're wiser than I would have thought.
Oh.
So 15 is the DC.
Okay, yeah. Red fails majorly with a 6. 17. Ah, dang it, it was almost a nat 20, but it's an 11.
Okay, doc.
So red succeeds, the other 2 fail.
Red succeeded, green and blue fail. Okay, so green and blue are now slowed.
Excuse me, I lied. Green
sorry.
succeeded, the other 2
Green
failed.
succeeded. Okay, red and blue are slowed, which means their speed is half. They take a -2 to their AC and dex saving throws. They cannot take reactions. On their turn, they can either take an action or a bonus action. Not both. And it can only make 1 attack if it takes the attack action. I already said they can't take reactions. And if they cast a spell with a somatic component, there's a 25% chance the spell fails as a result of the target making the spell's gestures too slowly. An affected target repeats the save at the end of each of its turns. So they're currently slowed. And bonus action.
Movement, action.
Bonus action, I am going to take my 5 feet back, and I'm going to try and hide on this edge.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. Bonus action hide.
That'll be a stealth check of Dirty 20.
Okay. All right. That will be Phoenix.
Okay, well, I don't really have much of a choice other than to just rush in here.
Well, don't forget, you can move through hostile creatures' squares as difficult terrain now.
I mean, I'd have to just dash. Well, okay. All right. Well, that's. Let me just sort of undo. Okay. So I'm 20 feet here.
Yep, and you can move through Neil for free.
40. In order to get anywhere, I think in order to get anywhere useful, I'd have to dash. Is the water difficult terrain, I presume?
Let me see how deep the water is real quick.
There's water in here?
Yeah, all this blue stuff is like a sort of a ceremonial pool of water, but it's got a bunch of dead stuff in it.
Okay.
It is only 1 feet deep and is not difficult terrain.
Oh, okay. Crap. Well, I guess I'm gonna move through. Okay, so starting from where I am, 20 feet gets me next to Rhea. Difficult terrain makes 10 more feet. I've got a speed of 40 now due to barbarian stuff.
20 more feet because you have to move through 2 squares.
Right, so
Minotaur.
that's what I'm saying. So that gets me to 40, and then if I dash, I can get to like here. And then bonus action rage. I can't make any attacks this round.
Okay, you got it.
So, but that at least puts me between. Actually, I have enough movement. I'm gonna move all the way up here.
You could also just have cut that corner. So.
Yeah. So that's where Phoenix is gonna get. And I do think this time, like we've seen Phoenix in the past be very like flat and like just kind of emotionless when he rages. I think we do see him this time like looking actually angry instead of just sort of like. Before he's just kind of reckless and focused in this like weird way. I think we do see him starting to like his rage looks different now.
Okay. Bonnie.
Okay. Bonnie can move to here. But what you need to tell me, DM, is what can she see? Can she see Temperance down?
What is your passive perception?
12.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. So that is an 8, but I would like to re-roll it if I can use my chat.
Unfortunately, you have chat inspiration. You can use that way. Yes, that's fine.
Okay, I would like to use my chat inspiration and re-roll that.
Okay. Yeah, but from here on out, we're going to use the heroic inspiration rule.
Has to be before that. I know. That well.
Wait, no. That's luck rules. My God, no. You're right. You're fine. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm getting my own rules kind of. Luck you have to call before. Inspiration you can do after. My bad.
Okay, then
sorry.
I will.
You're good.
Then I'll use
Never mind. You did everything just fine.
The one that I want to
wrong.
use every time. Okay, but I had it wrong too. I thought I had to claim it
so
before.
bonus mom, which one are you using so I'm clear?
I'm using my
one?
regular DM inspiration, not my chat inspiration.
Your heroic inspiration.
I'm using my heroic. I thought I had to use the chat heroic.
Okay.
No, you could use heroic or chat inspiration. Luck is the one you have to call before.
Right. No. Okay. Using my heroic inspiration, and I am re-rolling my perception. Was it?
Yes, please.
22.
You do, in fact, see underneath the legs of the red minotaur the broken and bleeding body of Temperance.
Okay. So let's see now. This is kind of new and different for me.
This ability is actually exactly the same as it was.
No, this is all new. Everything is different for me. Okay, because it's new every time. What I
That's fair.
what I want to use as a bonus action, I have healing light.
Yep.
And if I can see someone within 60 feet, and that's 60 feet from my estimation
Easily.
there.
Well within.
And I can expend dice from the pool. I can expend up to 3 at once, and I'm going to do that out of my healing light. I have 6. I want to use 3 of them.
Go ahead and roll 3d6.
Thank you. Okay. There's a way to roll 3 at once.
Yep. So if you go to the bottom left and you click on the d6 3 times and then hit roll.
Oh, whoops, I did one too many. Okay, 3, and then roll. Okay. Oh, there's stinko rolls. I'm so sorry.
Well, if you want to,
I can use a. What?
You can use your heroic inspiration to re-roll 3d6.
But I just used my. I can use my
Doesn't
chat.
matter. You can use your chat inspiration.
Yeah.
It's the same. The heroic inspiration and chat inspiration work exactly the same.
Okay,
It is just
so now
another
I'm
pool in
using
which
up my
to take
chat
it from.
inspiration, and I roll all 3 of them again.
You may roll all 3 again,
Okay.
but you have to use the roll this time. Or do you get to pick? Hold on, I have it up.
New rules.
Well, this is better, so I am using the second one, 12.
You must use the new roll anyway.
And
That
I
is
did, and
significantly
so
better.
at least that
12.
gets you 12 and out of death saves.
You got your money's worth out of that heroic inspiration
Yeah,
now.
really.
No kidding.
Is
a
there
game
any
changer on that round.
bonuses to healing light? Like, I know it's 12. Is there like a plus to it or anything just out of interest?
No,
You
unfortunately
can add
not.
+3 to that spell's damage. That's some. Wait a minute, you have. No, that's different.
Yeah, no,
I'm
unfortunately
looking
not.
at Radiant Soul. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there is not a bonus to it. That's my only qualm with that. Is
No
it's a
worries.
little
I just
less
was
powerful than.
interested.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a
but
little less
now-
powerful than the other one, but it's fine.
That was a bonus action. So
You
for
saw
my
that action.
spell, I want now, and it's not
You can
like
cast
you can
whatever you like.
Okay, well, Sacred
Okay.
Flame is radiant, so I want to cast Sacred Flame, and then I
Okay.
get to add my Radiant Soul to it.
Yes, and if I'm correct, since it's a dexterity saving throw and they are slowed, the red one is slowed, it would have disadvantage on that save if I am correct.
I think it's a -2. I will double check slow.
-2 is the AC. I think the dexterity
It
save is
is
a
the
disadvantage.
dexterity.
Nope.
Yes.
It's an effective target speed is half. It takes -2 penalty to AC and dex saving throws.
Oh, that's really stupid. It should be disadvantage, but whatever. I'll roll it that way.
Okay, so I'm rolling.
That's a 15. It rolls.
Yes, it's a fixed. I don't have to roll anything yet. It's a 15 dex save.
Okay, so it hit a 15, save, meets beats, so unfortunately it does not go off.
Oh,
And that's
phooey.
including the -2.
Well, phooey. So I don't get the other thing either.
No.
Okay, so at least I did good for temperance.
Oh yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
you got your money's worth out of the turn. And it is Raven's turn.
Raven will take her 30 feet of movement. And upon seeing red, she is going to call lightning. Dex save 15.
It is not tall enough in here to call lightning. I believe you have to have an overhead ceiling of like either be inside, outside, or have a ceiling of a very high height.
Takes the shape of a cylinder that is 10 feet tall with a 60-foot radius. It doesn't say anything about height limits.
They may have this is maybe a spell that they have updated. Let me double check.
Call lightning.
Yeah, they have.
The spell damage increases outdoors, but it doesn't give me an indoor limit.
They have
They've
updated
changed
the
it.
spell.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, that is a update to the spell. This is why we're checking things. Updated rules, updated spells. Okay, so they have buffed Call Lightning, so you can call lightning inside. Used to be you had to be in a big enough space. Now you can just do that. I'm here for it. Dexterity save from Red again, I assume.
Yep, that's a 15.
Nat 20.
Oh,
Boo.
God. Ugh.
6 lightning damage.
Okay.
This is what I get for rolling all those nat 20s earlier, and I'm sorry, everyone.
It's all your fault, Pixel.
It really is.
Don't
And
forget,
the little gray storm cloud stays over his head like he's Eeyore.
10 minutes.
I love it. I'm
It's
just a little
60 foot, just a quick one, because I
around.
think they have made an additional change to Call Lightning. So rather than you picking a target now, you actually pick a location, and it's each creature within 5 feet of that point makes a dex saving throw.
So I
there's definitely been
assume...
a fair bit of change to Call Lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a big change. Okay.
Sorry, Rhea.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to have done it when you were right there, you would be able to see right here
And get,
before you move to that space,
get
and then you
both
could
of
have
those
both of
guys.
them if you would
Okay.
like.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, you can break up your movement however you like. That is not changed at all. He does not have a -2. That's an 18. 6 more damage. Okay. All right.
Bonus action,
Anything
Shillelagh.
else? Okay. Are they both concentration?
Nope.
I don't think Shillelagh is. Okay, just making sure. All right. It is Rhea's turn again, and she is Angie. She's not a barbarian, but she might be after this.
Uh-oh.
As she is going to turn with her long sword
Angie
and
didn't
make an attack at advantage because they recklessly attacked, and their AC is -2. Wow. Okay, that does hit. Barely. I don't think she's gonna smite yet. It also takes her bonus action to smite. Pixel, by the way, not only have they changed smites, but all of the smite spells are bonus actions, and all of them are triggered when you hit. You get to pick the smite that you choose when you hit.
Well,
It's significantly better.
progress, gang.
But they left the
Ooh,
name
good damage
the same.
though. No, they have the name. It's so Divine Smite is now a spell instead of an ability,
Yeah.
and it takes a bonus action. But the
So
other
that
ones
thing
are
I used
also
to
still
complain about where there
spells.
were 2 different kinds of smites, Mom, is gone. They turned the second kind of smite, they turned into a spell
Okay.
instead
And
of
I'm
like a class
sorry.
ability.
And I'm sorry, but anyone who is complaining about it taking a bonus action, I just fundamentally disagree. I am completely okay with it taking a bonus
I
action
mean, it's
to do
not
that.
like Paladin is like a bonus action hungry class anyway, right?
No.
Unless they're doing like
If it
Paladin
was Rogue,
Warlock
I would be a
stuff,
little
you know?
upset, but yeah. Okay, second attack from Rhea. Oh, luckily it's still an advantage because that was a 5. Oh, actually, it hits anyway because they have a -2 to AC. So she would have missed with rolling a 6 on the die, but she still hits. An additional 6 points of slashing damage. Oh, Rhea. Oh, Rhea.
Oh, I've missed keeping up with the roll.
Temperance.
Sorry, gang.
Temperance is going to hold on, let me see what I've got here. Is going to bonus action drink a potion of healing.
Yeah. Hey, because you can do that now.
Because I can do that now. 2d4 plus 2. Why have they made it? I would love there just to be a button for you to do for this.
For what?
Healing potions.
Healing
There's-
potions.
you've
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
actually
that would be
manually
nice.
pick it.
Okay.
Yeah, they should really do that.
So roll plus 2. Oh God, wait. I think I can re-roll that one though. Let me just double check and make sure I read the feat right. If you
Or is it
re-roll a
just when
die,
you use
if
a
it,
healer's kit?
whenever you roll a die to determine the number of HP you restore with it says with a spell or with the feat's battle medic kit, so it doesn't say a healing potion. So I will
Nope.
take that 3. No, wait. 3 plus 2, 5 healing.
5.
which is still.
You could also cast
better
Cure
than
Wounds on
nothing.
yourself, but then you wouldn't have a spell.
I don't have Cure Wounds. I
Or not
have
Cure Wounds,
Healing Word. I
You
could.
could do that.
You
but-
also
oh, well.
theoretically could use your inspiration just to reroll that.
You
Might not be
think
worth it, but
I think I'll be fine for now. We'll see if I go down again the next turn. Because what I would really like to do is cast Guiding Bolt
All right. On who?
on.
If you do green and blue, they are slowed, which means their AC is slightly lower.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure. Who was it? It was blue that hit me, right? It was blue.
Yeah. Well, both blue and green.
Oh, that's true. Well, I'm going to go with blue because I'm pretty sure they hit me first. And I'm going to be extra angry and cast it at 3rd level. So
Ooh.
fingers crossed
Disgusting.
that it hits.
Roll a hit.
12.
With their -2,
yo,
it just hits.
Yes.
Exactly.
GG's.
All right.
Oh, coming in clutch.
So that is 66.
Slow is such a good spell.
66
Such a good spell.
radiant damage.
Oh, wait, hold on. You have advantage on it. He recklessly attacked.
Oh.
Roll again, see if you crit.
Sweet. Okay, well, that was 22 damage. And I did not crit, I just did better, so it would have been 24.
Well, it hits, it's the same, 22 damage.
22 damage, and
You already had advantage because it was
because it was
reckless, so
slow.
whatever.
Yeah. But
Well,
the
'cause
next
reckless.
the next attack roll made against it before the end of my next turn has advantage. So anybody that wants to hit blue,
It
the next
already does
person-
because it recklessly attacked.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
now
there you
So
go.
all
now it
attacks
goes
against
That's
him have
clear.
okay.
advantage.
I still
But
hit
did
him
she
really
say
hard.
it goes clear to her turn? Because that's beyond their turn then, right?
Yeah, that's
If they don't recklessly attack, considering they're about to have their turn and I'm about to make 3 attacks, they're about to make 3 reckless attacks.
yeah,
So,
fair enough.
fair enough.
Rats.
Well,
All right.
anyway, I still hit them really hard, and that makes me feel
yes,
good.
you did, and it was well worth it. Holy hell! Okay, with an added advantage, that's a 9 to hit, Phoenix.
20 is indeed higher than 9.
Last time I checked.
Yeah, unless they changed that in 5th edition.
Okay, they may have.
Did
but
they make
but
20 did they make
24
9
is
higher than
still
20?
higher. So
Yes,
the
that
other
is true.
one, green does still hit.
Okay.
Blue is too slowed. I'm gonna give you the full amount. You can half it. Jesus H Christ, that's 26 damage.
Okay, so
Half
13.
to 13.
All
Wow.
right. That's fine.
Nifty.
That's fine. 26 would have been bad,
Okay.
but 13 is fine.
Yeah. Okay. And then red one is going to attack Rhea. Now, do they get a save at the end of their turn to try to be unslowed?
Yes, they do get a save at the end of the turn.
Okay.
Let me
I'll just
double-check
do
that,
all
make
3 of them
sure.
at once a second.
Yeah,
We're
repeat
gonna
save at
attack
the end
Rhea
of each of its turns.
advantage. 10 to hit Rhea. Okay, well they're matching Rhea's vibe. All right, that's a -2. Okay, that's a 5 and a 4. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, yeah, no, they're both still slowed. Very much
Yay.
still slowed. Okay. By the way, another mechanic they have reintroduced, one of the 4th edition mechanics that I am very happy to come back, which is a phrase you don't hear very often, but it's very true, is they have reintroduced the bloodied mechanic. When something is at half health or below, they are bloodied, and I will describe them as such, so you will get a little indication that you are well on your way to killing something. Not necessarily know how much, but you'll have a much better idea of where that is. There are also conditions that only kick in when a creature is bloodied, either enemies or friends. So you can, I won't necessarily tell you that something is bloodied, but if you ask, I will tell you. I may not volunteer the information, but if you are so inquiring as to ask at any point, I may say it. I can tell you right now, they are not. They are not necessarily far from it, but no one is bloodied at the exact moment.
So should we
Okay.
should that have applied to Temperance when she came back after I healed her? Would she
It
have
would
to
have
have
applied for
announced
her.
that she's bloodied?
No, she does not have to announce it.
Okay.
She doesn't have to announce it. It may have applied. So, for example, light clerics have some abilities that heal more or can only heal if a creature is bloodied. But you would know if it applies because it will say so in the description of the ability that you're using. Otherwise, you don't have to use it. Otherwise, it's just a good description that helps us know that a character has taken half their HP and damage. So, this is a mechanic that I have used in the past. I am actually a very big fan of this coming back. So, this is another thing I'm very glad has returned. Okay. Neil.
I am going to go for a chromatic orb. I'm gonna go for lightning damage.
Okay, roll a hit.
Did they roll to
red.
see if they were no longer slowed?
No, they're still slowed. They're filled.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna go
Very badly.
for lightning damage. I'm gonna attack a red. So that will be this one. Let's have a look. That will be a 21 to hit.
Roll damage.
Oh, come on, please.
Look at the
thing.
numbers.
Do the
Double
thing.
numbers.
Do the thing. Do
Double
the thing.
numbers. Damn.
No double numbers, but
No
that is
bounce.
a total of 15 lightning damage on red.
Which is very solid. And I will go ahead and tell you that he is now bloodied. So, oh wait, no, wrong one. No, that one's bloodied too. Never mind, didn't make it worse. Okay. Yes. By the way, for those of you who are wondering what we were cheering for, Chromatic Orb, if you roll 2 of the same numbers on the D8s, you can bounce the Chromatic Orb to a new target.
With me being
Cool.
hidden, should I have done that at advantage?
You should have.
Am I okay
And
to
because they...
just to double
Yes,
check?
and... Yeah, and also because they rolled recklessly.
Oh, okay.
So, like...
I'll reroll just... Nah, it was 19. Just to be
Worth
sure.
a shot. Worth a shot. You know, it'd be really interesting if you start using heroic inspiration to re-roll and try to get things to bounce.
I
if you really
considered
need to
it,
do
but
that.
I don't think
15
I
I'm...
know
is
it might
good
not be
damage,
worth it at the
right?
moment, but I like the idea. I like that
Yeah.
they're giving these interplaying mechanics. I am a big fan of that. Yeah.
Which is also, by the way, our crit rules would intersect with that.
Yep. So we'll have
Immediately.
to remember
Yeah.
that. We might have to reanalyze our crit rules, unfortunately, now that we're finding some of that.
Sure.
I'm happy to keep it going for now, but we might have to see if that is the case
Yeah.
now that there are a number of spells that do other things for rolling more dice. It
Yeah.
seems like
I
maybe
think
this is how they're
mathematically,
handling
if you think
crits.
about it, well, yeah, because if you're rolling 3d8s, you'd get 8s on all of them the first time. It's like, so that makes it a
Which
little
means
weird.
that it would guaranteed bounce.
Unless you ignored that part from the bouncing.
Mm.
And
then on
But
the
even
second
then, you have
side-
a less good chance of it bouncing.
Well, I
Then
think
you were intentionally
mathematically,
nerfing yourself.
yeah. Well, I think mathematically you have the same chance of it bouncing.
No,
I don't
if
think
you're
we
rolling
should-
more dice,
I don't
if
think
you're
we
rolling
should-
more dice, you would inherently have a better chance of 2 of them matching. Like, the more dice you have rolling, the better chance of 2 of them match. Guaranteed.
Sure.
That's
I don't
I'm
think
no
this is the
statistics
venue for that
option.
conversation. Yeah.
Sorry,
But
anyway, carry on.
All right.
bonus action hide.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, go for it. It won't make a
Uh,
difference because everyone's rolling at advantage
so
anyway.
it's
But you can do it
16.
anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Phoenix.
Okay.
Angry Phoenix.
I have a question.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna rage, so I
Yes.
can't cast spells.
Correct.
The Shield of the Hidden Lord, however, is a sentient object.
It can cast spells on its own.
So,
Nice.
If you ask it nicely and it agrees.
okay. So I was thinking that these minotaurs could really do with being lit on fire. I thought that maybe that could be a thing that would be super good and fun in this particular moment.
You would say, so you hear the voice in you says, so you ask for help. You require aid. This could be arranged. I require you to say please.
Fenix, like, he's in a rage, but, like, you see him just, like, shrug for a second. Please, Daddy, burn the big ugly pigs.
All right, I was gonna make you roll for it, but that's good enough. He's just gonna do it now.
What do you think Fenix has shame? You think shame is a concept? Fenix has such shame in his past that there's nothing this thing could ask him to say that even charts for him.
Oh, God, that's so good.
That even Fenix's self-loathing runs so deep that saying daddy to the shield is straight up nothing.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
You're also incredibly lucky. Look exactly how far it could go.
Oh my god.
Oh, I was
If it
actually
was-
thinking wall of fire, but if it wants to,
Oh.
if it wants to
It was-
fireball,
it's gonna
I'm
be
not in charge of
fireball.
that. If it wants to fireball, it
No,
can
you're
fireball.
really not. It's doing fireball.
Okay. Great. And then, so I guess I should roll the damage and they roll saves, right?
That's fine. You can do that. Yeah.
Or
easy.
you can roll it if you want. I don't care either way.
No, go for it. It doesn't make any difference to me.
Okay, what is that? 8d6 still?
Yeah, 86. Succeed. Succeed.
Okay.
Fail.
I've got a 28,
Okay, so
which is fine
So do they get half of it at least?
if they
yeah.
succeed. Yeah. And
So
we've got the
14.
-2s from the ones that are still slowed.
yeah.
Okay.
It didn't end up impacting any of the three of them, but yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that takes your bonus action to do that.
Sure.
But considering you just cast fireball as a bonus action, I don't feel bad about that.
Yeah,
at
I
all.
mean, we're really coming up great here. And then I'll make my 2 attacks out of green and blue. They haven't been hurt, right? Red's the only one who's really been hurt, other than the fireball.
Oh no, all three of them have taken significant damage.
Yeah,
Okay.
Blue just got the guiding bolt to the face.
Oh, all right.
Green
blue.
has taken the least by a lot, but
right, we'll
all
start
of them
with
have
blue
taken
then.
damage.
So we are going to reckless attack with our longsword.
You don't have to. It's already advantage, but I all know if Phoenix doesn't.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Phoenix.
Okay, that's fine.
But Phoenix also
like,
cancels
again-
their advantage a little bit, so it's kind of the advantage and disadvantage of the situation is basically a wash.
Okay.
Okay, first attack 22.
Will hit,
That is 8 points of damage.
including all your bonuses.
No, it is not, because that one gets the
I was about to
2d6s.
say.
The second attack is 26. I'm gonna stop and roll my 2d6s
Okay.
on the first attack. Okay, so it was 28 to hit. First attack did 8 damage plus 8 damage, 16 all day.
You got it. Go ahead.
Second attack,
And do you
26
still get
to
the
hit.
rage? Do you still get the rage bonus damage too? The additional 2?
That's a great question. Let's look at rage. When you make an attack using strength, you gain a bonus to damage that increases you gain a level as shown on the barbarian table. So I actually have to go look up. It's not just a flat 2
To the
anymore.
barbarian table. I'm on it.
Okay. It's not just a flat 2 anymore. And actually...
It never was a flat 2. It always went up to level. Yeah,
Oh,
it doesn't
okay.
go.
I
up
guess
until
I just
level
never played a
9.
high enough level barbarian for that to change.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't bump until level 9. My guess is you've multi-classed too many times for it to matter.
Okay.
Yeah, level 9. So you're still at +2. So another 2 over that.
Okay. So that's 2.
Yep.
Okay. So we add 2. Okay. So let's just get it. It was 16 plus 2 is 18. For longsword
All right.
hit 1. Longsword hit
Second
2
attack.
coming out.
Now I don't believe you get the
Is-
additional 2d6 on this one.
I do not. It's just the first attack per turn.
That's
And
another
only if
16.
actually I only get the 2d6 if I reckless too. So that's what the frenzy is now. So
Okay,
I did
perfect.
have to reckless. Okay. That is max damage for 14. Also,
Excellent.
Wait,
hold on. 16 because you get the additional +2.
no, I've now factored that in. I
put it in
added
the
that on the
macros,
sheet.
okay.
Yeah, so that's in the math.
Perfect.
But also, just for folks at home too, Phoenix's I think attack bonus has gone down 1 because I traded instead of doing an ability score increase, I took a feat, and I don't think that I don't think we got like level 1 feats now in the new system, so I still
You
have
do get a
Sentinel.
level 1 feat. You just don't get to. You get a level 1 feat, but you don't get to pick the level 1 feat. It is assigned to you with your background.
Okay, so
Now that being said, did you
I don't
pick the
even-
soldier background?
no, he's a folk hero.
Okay, because
So-
soldier gets savage attacker. So
I don't. Yeah, I unless is there still a folk hero?
I don't
back
think
then,
so.
or did
100%.
I change it? Okay.
Is there?
I think so.
I didn't remember.
Or
I
maybe
may
it's not.
I may have screwed up. It probably isn't important, and we'll check on it
We'll
after.
take care of
game.
it later. It's fine.
Yeah. But end of story was second attack was 14 damage. So all day that was 18 plus 14.
Yeah,
And I did
not
reckless.
Bad.
But
32.
And not including on top of fireball. So
on top of fireball.
You know, you
and
did
then
okay.
the blue one has disadvantage on its first attack against me, which doesn't basically matter, I don't think, with longsword.
I mean,
fat.
it'll cancel. It'll wash because it'll have.
I guess it will be flat. Yeah.
It'll wash it, so it's a straight attack against you instead.
Okay.
Of an advantage attack. Okay.
Okay.
Bonnie.
Okay. So Bonnie is thinking that her radiant hit is the best because she gets to add stuff to it. She is going to spend a luck point. No, wait, no, she can't because that's a
Nope, you can use luck point.
dexterity.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, unless you wanted to use Guiding Bolt. If you wanted to use Guiding Bolt, you could use Guiding Bolt in a luck point to roll that at advantage. But
Okay,
you already
let's do
have
it.
advantage on the attack. But you here with this, you don't have to use the luck point because you have advantage because they recklessly attacked. You can roll advantage for free.
I'm going to do guiding bolt and use the spell slot.
Okay. Yep. And you don't have to use a luck point.
She's eyeballing. I mean, she's going to hit the one right in front of her, the guy that's red.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's
who
really
she's
the only
looking
option
for.
you have, unfortunately.
Okay.
Okay. Just
I'm
a
gonna
quick
roll
heads up.
at
I had
advantage
done the
then,
background
and I'm
wrong.
rolling.
You what?
I had done the background wrong, and no, there's not a folk hero anymore.
Okay, so you're probably gonna pick soldier then, which will give you savage attacker. So.
Do we need to back up and do that before we do me, or no? We're
doesn't make any
missing it.
difference.
Okay.
It won't
Bonnie
make a
got
difference.
a 19 to hit with advantage.
Roll damage.
Okay. Please give me better numbers on this. That is 18, and is that that is radiant damage?
Yep, it sure is.
Okay,
So
so
21.
So, yeah, because I've got this thing that she just discovered she has. She loves that about her sense of discovery here. The radiant something. I'm in the wrong place, but yeah. So that's 21 points of damage against the red one.
Yeah, and as you turn, it looks for a second you guys thought that she had thrown her crochet hook as it flies in a yellowish, purplish bolt and smacks this thing right through the head, killing it.
Nice.
Falling over in a crash that Clarence goes, "Hey, watch it!"
What happens to the crochet hook?
It was just a light representation of it. It never lost your hand.
It wasn't actually it.
Yeah,
Well, what
as
she
you like
does,
kind
though-
of wave it like a wand, it looks like it flies out of your hands, but you feel it in your hand the whole time.
If anybody looks, she holds the a Tunisian crochet. I can't talk. Tunisian crochet hook is much longer than a regular crochet, and she just holds it there and goes. And that's the end of her turn. She's going to stay where she is, I think.
Okay, you do have a bonus action if you'd like to use a bonus action.
Oh, that's right, because I didn't use it for the
Yeah, if you want to
two-strike
heal, you can
thing.
healing light or take a potion.
Well, I'm not hurt.
No, and the only person who's really taking damage
Yeah,
is
and I
Temperance,
better hold
so-
on to that since she's on her feet because we don't know what else is going to happen. So I'm
Raven.
good right there.
Raven is going to take her mint and she is going to throw a healing word at Temperance.
Okay. Just so you know, one of the things they have explicitly said is you cannot cut corners anymore. So if you do that, you will get an attack of opportunity.
Huh?
So you cannot cut corners anymore. See how this right here is hold
Yeah.
on. So on the corner, you cannot move across the corner. You have to move around the corner.
Like,
Oh, really?
Because there's a wall there, you mean?
Yep. You
Okay.
cannot cut a corner anymore. You have to move around a corner.
And they're not slowed,
Okay, so
so he can't take a attack of
30
opportunity.
feet, where would I go?
Yep. The green one is not. So where were you before? Were you right here?
Right here. No, right beside Neil, behind Bonnie.
Okay, you can still do that. You just are going to take an attack of opportunity if you do that.
From who?
From green.
The green one.
Oh, okay.
The The big
So
bastard.
this
Yes.
The massive minotaur standing loop menacingly. He's just standing there.
this
Okay.
space is within
Menacingly.
range.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I stick by my plan.
Okay. 14.
Does not hit.
All right, lucky you.
Nice.
All right. And now what are you doing?
Hitting Temperance with a healing word.
Go for it. Roll healing. First 2 level.
First level.
Okay. By the way, not only did they buff it at first level, but every up level you upcast it, it also goes up by 2.
That's
The
7.
second level healing word is 4d4 plus
Wow.
mod
On a bonus action. I
on
dig
a
it.
bonus action.
I don't see it as an option under second level.
Should be. It is for me.
Oh well, it's okay. So, I mean, it's probably just the settings that you have under the spell, but it's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
7.
So-
Okay.
Just mark it off and go
Yep.
ahead and roll a healing. Cool. Okay. Action.
That was my action, wasn't it?
Bonus action. Healing word's
Yeah.
bonus action. So you have an action still if you want to use a cantrip.
It's not listed under my bonus actions.
Healing word is a bonus action, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
don't think
I'm
they've
not-
changed that. I could be wrong. I am willing to admit I'm wrong. But that would be a damn big change if they changed that.
Well,
I
in
feel like
that
I would have
case-
heard about that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's
I'm
it's
going
a-
to double check. Feel free.
it's a bonus
Got
action
it.
on my sheet.
Okay.
Yeah. Bonus action.
If it's a bonus
yeah.
action on your sheet, it's a bonus action.
Yeah.
Okay, then I am going to hit blue with a fire bolt.
Roll a hit. At advantage. Because it reckless.
Okay. Haha, that's a crit.
Whoop.
Nice.
Alright.
Ooh.
All right, so just roll regular damage and then add 10. Okay, it went ahead and rolled the 4d10. We'll just take the first 2. So 10 plus 10, 20 damage.
Okay.
Oh, and hold on. Plus 20 because
Plus
it is
20 'cause
4d10.
it's 2d10,
So
yeah.
30 damage. And were you attacking green or blue?
Blue.
Blue. She said blue.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah. So you watch as this one just absolutely incinerated, and you can smell the burning fur and a little bit of sear.
I like how it
Almost
was
as if it
already
was a
on
decent
fire
steak.
from the fireball, and then just a little bit more fire did the trick. It's like we just didn't
We've
quite
had
have
first-
enough, gang.
We've had first fire, but what about second
What
fire?
about second fire? Nice. Good one.
Phoenix
Yeah.
lit the grill, and then the little kid came over and went
Well,
with
to
the
be
lighter
fair,
fluid.
Fenix didn't light the grill.
The
Gargoth lit the grill.
Yeah.
Which we know about because of the person in the tower, the wizard from before. So,
Advantage. Will Rhea crit? Rhea will not, but Rhea will hit.
All right.
honestly, it's better than she's been
For
doing,
minimum damage! Although I need to remember she
Yeah.
also has Savage Attacker. So
Oh.
she's going to re-roll damage because that's minimum and it literally can't be worse.
Also, I don't think Fenix is going to take soldier. I think he's going to take guard
That makes more sense.
because of the
Yeah.
flaming fist stuff. So,
No, 100%. I mean, either one would be fine, but that
yeah.
completely
I mean,
works.
Savage Attacker is probably a better feat for him, but this is alert, which also Fenix being able to run in
It's
before
great.
every other
No, that's
people
fantastic.
does sort of make sense too.
And there wasn't a bad option there. Either
Yeah.
one's good. Okay, well, that was well worth the Savage Attacker for her because that's 9 now.
Nice.
Instead of,
There it is.
yeah.
Plus he tends
And
to
she
roll
gets
pretty
a
good
second
damage,
attack. Still an advantage. Definitely hits. She can't Savage Attack again. And she rolls minimum damage again. Thank you. Thank you, Ray.
Our
Thank you.
queen, our
Has
minimum
she
damage
ever rolled
queen.
well? Oh my god.
Never change. Never change. Temperance.
It's so funny. Temperance is just gonna lob another third level guiding bolt because she's real angry.
Big mad Temperance.
So angry. Oh, that was a natural one. I would like
You
to...
do have advantage.
Oh, let me
recklessly attack.
keep forgetting that. Hold on, let me see. That's much better. That's a 25.
Roll damage.
Damage. Ooh, that was really good. 26
Okay.
damage.
Yeah, how do you want to do this?
I think she's just like, you can actually see the smoke rising off of her, which you can't usually see it. You can usually just smell it. And her ponytail starts whipping in the wind, and she just like overhand throws her hands, and you see just a ball of smoke with a light at the center of it just hit right between his eyes.
And as you do, Temperance, you can't see it, but the rest of you see the smoke form the face of a dragon's head.
Oh.
As it slams into this, and with a roar, all of you can hear, echoing through the chamber, kills it. And that's where we're going to leave off the session until next time.
Nice.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, hell yeah, gang. Good times.
Yeah, we're
Um,
back.
We're back, baby. Well,
back.
folks, we're going to
For
do
how
our
long?
usual sign off and look for somebody to raid. If anybody knows somebody to go raid, do let me know in chat. Otherwise, I will just go look for somebody. That having been said, friends, we're going to throw it over to Robbie. We're going to remind everybody who we are, who we play tonight, and where we can be found on the internet. Also, just a heads up for everybody before I forget, our next session of this game is theoretically going to be October the 12th. Which we were supposed to take off all September, but then we added this one in because of other... Anyway, so next game will be October the 12th. Take it away.
All right, everyone. So I am Robbie, or DocRobert. You can find me in Bonus Mom's Tavern, piddling around, attempting to keep my life together as I am incredibly busy doing a number of things, including grading way too many college essays. All right, and I have been playing all of the characters that are not these wonderful five, and I will throw it back to Pixel.
Oh, hi there, gang. My name is Pixel. You can find me here on twitch.tv/hammer and pixel. You can also find me here on twitch.tv/Ages of Vinor. I am considering starting up a new game. I don't know if it's going to be streamed or not. I am planning to post in the Discord this weekend. It's probably going to be a new player game. We're probably running... oh, God, why now? Why is it leaving me now, Pixel? Fandelver. Lost Mine of Fandelver. I probably will be using the legacy rules because I can't be asked to buy the new ones. So, just sort of a heads up there. But it'll be a good introductory thing. I'm planning to keep it relatively short, 4 to 8 sessions, hopefully. So, if you're interested
You don't
in
have
that...
to buy them. You have them.
Well, but I can't run my own campaign with them.
Oh, you can't
off
share
of
them.
your
Okay,
thing.
never
I can't
mind.
share them with everybody. So,
Never mind.
all that having been said, friends, in the Discord, keep your eye out for that. I'll be 4 to 6 players. I'd like to get a mix of mostly newbies with 1 or 2 experienced people. So, you can also find me here on twitch.tv/hammerandpixel. I'll be playing Final Fantasy XIV for the foreseeable future, except for Elden Ring tomorrow. Oh, and I played Phoenix Brightgrin, angry dwarven barbarian, not quite as sad this time. Also had a little bit of a weird thing with the shield there, but you know, we don't have to talk about it.
Bonnie.
I am Bonus Mom, and tonight I played Bonnie Mama and enjoyed it thoroughly. At the end of this battle, she's somewhat puzzled because out of one side of her head in the middle of everything, she thought she heard Phoenix say, please. You can definitely find me playing Final Fantasy XIV almost always, if I possibly can, including maybe here in a little bit. And I might even hang out and voice chat while I'm doing it. Elden Ring. I'm on there tomorrow night with Pixel. And then Monday, I'll start back with my morning crochet chats when I can in the morning. And Monday afternoon will be Minecraft. And hope to see all of you there.
McReese.
Hi guys, I'm McReese. I've been playing Raven LaFey, the Tiefling Druid, and I can be found in the tavern and in the chats of Bonus Mom's lives.
Cam.
Hello, I'm Cam or Noramark. I've been the small and grubby Neil Boggs Goblin Wizard this evening. You can find me here on Twitch at some point in the future, somewhere at twitch.tv/no_remark. You can also find me somewhere within space and time existing.
You're not grubby. You took a bath in holy water.
Did you see the pile of black goo I just pulled out my bag? There is definitely grubbiness going on.
Kaylee.
I am Kaylee or Christy, and I've been playing Temperance, the very angry Air Genasi sorcerer who is experiencing weird things with her magic. Also took damage for the first time in like ever today. So yeah, I'm no kidding. Exactly. So you can find me here on Twitch at Kaylee1999, or also over at Reality Break 20 every Tuesday night. And you can also find me on TikTok, Kaylee1999, mostly talking about books, which I will be dusting that off and hopefully getting back to that soon. And I also lurk in the tavern as well on occasion.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, thank you all so much for hanging out for this thing that we do. This absolutely silly little thing that we do. We're having a blast with this. Shout out to DocRobert. Thank you so much for running. Excellent session today. And helping us all with the new rules, which, you know, mostly are the same, but the parts that are different we'll have to take some time to get used to. Folks, we are going to be rating crypts and cryptids. They seem to be doing a birthday one-shot of D&D. So go send them the old Ages of Valinor hello. And until the next time that I see you, be kind to yourself. Kinder than you think you should be. And if how kind you think you should be is a negative number, baby, you got to at least get that to the positives. Just like 1 is fine, okay? Just, you know. And if you're above there, hey, great. Pump it up some more. But do me that favor, and we will appreciate that. And we will see you next time. Ages of Valinor out.
Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rents asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. Let me sing a song of a family forged by trials and woe. On their own they falter, but together they will write their own tale of glory rent asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. What was rent shall be restored. What was lost now shall be found. The price of